You seem as if you like to talk. I like to let people talk who like to talk. It makes it easier to find out how full of shit they are.
I'm just saying, whatever light is, clearly gets to the receiver faster in one direction and higher and changes throughout the year, and it consistently does that.
Riddle me this, you double-speaking moron. How can light move in one direction faster and not have a speed?
Yeah, there is no speed of light. Whatever light is, clearly gets to the receiver faster. Yeah, there is no speed of light. Faster. There is no speed of light.
You unlock this door with the key of
retardation.
Beyond it is another dimension. You're moving into a land of
bullshittery.
You've just crossed over into
the numpty zone.
You are so dumb. Damn.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I'm just saying, whatever light is, clearly gets to the receiver faster in one direction and higher and changes throughout the year, and it consistently does that.
No, there's not a journey because there's nothing traveling. What the light is already there.
So out of one side of your face, you say, light clearly gets to the receiver faster in one direction. Then at the other side of your face, you say, the light's not traveling, it's already there. So how can light not travel and be already there, and at the same time be traveling faster in one direction to get to the receiver, its destination? Por favor?
You serious? Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
So we have the respawn remedial retard, double-speaking lion sewer rat, shits at 60, guns a-blazing, out-of-the-gate ether argument from FED episode 1702 from 8 months ago.
Well, we have electromagnetic waves that we can show, and either it has a medium that it's waving through, or it's waving through nothing, which is an asinine claim.
So we have electromagnetic waves, which this moron thinks is light, waving through a something medium because they can't wave through nothing. Therefore, his something medium is ether. 10 days later,
the wave is the medium.
And we're off. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. So head on over to Discord and see if there's anyone in there that was tardy beforehand. The beautiful Betty Van Velsen.
I'm not untardy.
Yeah, there she is. Her tardy self, you tardy mother clucker.
Oh my god, you chicken chucker. Listen, I sent you a message over Skype that my computer froze and I had to reboot.
When did you send that message?
Recently.
Let's see the time on this.
What does the time mean exactly? It froze on me.
At 12:58. 2 minutes.
It can freeze at that point, can't it?
2 minutes before the show starts.
Yes.
Yes, you're busted.
That's unfortunate.
You're busted.
I still made it.
You're busted.
No, I'm not. How am I busted?
That's
I was
12.
there waiting. Maybe not in Discord. I was waiting and everything was like all squirrely. And then it suddenly froze on me.
When did it start getting squirrely?
Like 15 minutes beforehand. And I tried to do everything that I could to make it work and it didn't.
Oh, all right. Then I guess you're not busted then if it's 15 minutes beforehand. All right. Fair enough.
Unbelievable.
It's not
The
unbelievable.
accusation. You have a super chat, by the way.
Already?
Yeah, Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum says, thanks QE, I enjoy every show. And I'm enjoying it less and less, being accused all the time.
She's enjoying it less and less. Well, see, thanks, Lumpy Gas. Appreciate it. Thanks for starting this off. Let's get that ball rolling. Hey, honey, already got a super chat. Yeah, this goes back. This is a pattern of recent behavior that I was jumping on, and maybe I was a little wrong in this time. But the tardiness.
This time.
All right.
Unbelievable.
We could let the tardiness go and we'll reevaluate. We'll reconvene next Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll see. By the way, you are tardy as well. You usually are here maybe 5 minutes beforehand.
I was in here at 12:49, 11 minutes.
Wow. Wow. As far as you know.
That's what I was going to say, as far as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I did get a message in Skype, but I don't look at Skype 11 minutes before the show starts.
Well, I remember that you once also sent me a Skype message. Where are you? Also, like, well, just when the show started, I think.
Oh, brother. Now she's trying to shift the blame, folks.
Yeah, like a regular baller.
Yeah, this is a little diversionary tactic on your part to shed some shady light in my direction. It ain't going to work.
And then I read Divergent Droid. Maybe I'm a Divergent Droid.
What do you think about this, Adam?
I think sometimes there are mitigating circumstances that, unless you're prepared to challenge them. The dog did eat my homework, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, dog ate my homework, cat pissed on the rug, tugged on Superman's cape. Yeah.
Somebody said, some Divergent Droid says, today's panel members include Better Van Velsen.
Yeah, he must have hit the spell check that gave him a suggestion and hit that.
Maybe a Freudian compliment, buddy.
Oh, now see you rumpus Adam there, Betty. Go ahead, Adam. What was that?
Maybe it's a Freudian compliment.
A Freudian compliment. Is that a new thing?
Freud's not a new thing, Betty.
Oh, I know.
Oh, he's so old, he's dead.
Why am I in here still? Maybe I should just leave.
Well, we wouldn't have any conversation then.
Why not? Because you guys talk and talk and talk, and when you are going or get going, I never get a word in.
Are you done yet?
So Divergent Soda, where it says, "Oops, sorry, Betty." LOL.
No, that's not oops. That's ops. He misspelled that
Ops?
too.
I wanted to make it out to be oops. Because that suits me better.
All of a sudden, we're just over talking you. See, we can't stop talking.
Yeah.
There goes that. I knew you'd start talking as soon as I started.
Then why you talk?
This is gonna be
See, you have a deliberate like intention to overtalk me.
You've been rumpusing me for years.
Yeah, because you have a literal like intention to overtalk.
Can you support that?
You just said it. You just claimed it. You call it a rumpus. I call it overtalking me.
Yeah, you rumpusing me, not the other way around.
No, you are. You say it's rumpusing, but it's overtalking me.
Did you? We played.
You are drowning me out with your drony voice.
We played an old video. I didn't play the old video today on Nathan's show, but somebody played one of the FED, like episode 196 or 197, and I heard Arwen say, everyone's rumpusing. So that was indelible, and that was an actual word back then.
That's 5.5 years. It was
5.5 years. How can somebody have everyday shows, almost everyday shows, for 5.5 years on one and the same topic?
Well, there's many different facets to that one and the same topic.
Yeah, don't you think that we have had all of them?
I don't think we've gone over every single one just yet.
Okay, so which one didn't we do?
I don't know yet. I'm just speculating that there's more out there that we haven't discovered just yet.
I thought we sort of banned speculation.
Did you start talking before I was finished?
Yes, because that's what I do.
There you go. That's what I was talking about. Proof confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. You are over-talking me.
Yeah, jeez, and then switch it around. It's just like a woman to do some shit like that.
Well, 10th Man said he researched a bunch of stuff and he's eager to share with us. So there's that.
He's eager to show her?
Share. Share.
Like shower? Like a shower bag?
Betty, you want to take over?
So where are we at? What's the topic for today? Let's go there.
We're gonna do Bolivian salt flats today.
Since when?
Since this morning.
You thought about a dancer and you thought, okay, let's do that.
Yeah, that's a bit depressing because she's gone from the main page, so that's sort of depressing. I can't go there.
Her name is Alicia. Or Alice? I think Alice Oakley.
Her name's Oakley.
Yes. Isn't that interesting?
It's ironic.
Yeah.
Alice? Is it Alice or Allison Oakley?
Yeah, I think it was Alice Oakley because I remember that was a name that you guys used for all of the proofs of flat Earth as well. The drawing and stuff.
Oh, Alice and Bob?
Yeah.
Alice, Bob,
I don't know
and
where
Victor.
Bob is. He must be behind the camera, I think. But
Alice, Bob, and Victor come from some thought experiments in quantum mechanics.
Huh. So you didn't even come up with these names yourself, huh?
No, not Alice, Bob, and Victor. No, I never claimed to have come up with these names. They're just names.
Huh. Also, Betty Breadmaker, is that something that you came up with?
Betty Breadmaker is... I don't know if I came up with it or I heard it a long time ago. I don't know. Joe Coffey and Betty Breadmaker? I probably didn't make those up.
One of the Green Mile?
Say again?
Joe Coffey, was that not the dog man in the Green Mile, the film?
I don't know if that was his first name, but Coffey was his last name for sure.
Yeah, that's a great movie, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I like that movie. Yep.
3 hours long, I think. But it's really amazing.
Yes, I agree.
Movie. Yeah.
So now we're on movies?
Yeah, see how I diverted that?
That's a pretty good one. The other night I watched for the first time in years, by the way. I was just perusing Netflix and I seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I said, "Oh yeah, that's got it. That's getting played right now." Boop. Yeah. What's your problem, bud? The Spicoli? You guys remember that? well, hey, what's your problem, bud? And then he tears up his schedule for school. And then Spicoli looks at the teacher and goes, "You dick!" Right in front of class. And then, yeah.
No swearing.
I know. Yeah, that was a good one. Then you had another hot babushka in that movie. Who was it? Phoebe Cates. Man, that was a long time ago. Good songs on there too. What was that one song?
Is that important?
It is to me now. I can't remember the name of the song. Oh, it was John Coffey. That's correct. I should have known that since my name's John.
Huh.
We're just all over the place right now. Just relax and we'll get somewhere. After she stops rumpusing me, we'll get somewhere.
Hello?
Yeah.
Betty Breadmaker and John Coffey?
Yeah, it's not John Coffey, it's Joe. Like a cup of Joe?
You tell them.
It's a cup of Joe, so it's a play on coffee, Joe, coffee.
How about
you get it?
John Doe?
Huh?
John Doe.
No, not dough, coffee.
Yeah, but I think it's play on that, right? So just sort of twist things around a little.
What's a play on John Doe?
Joe Doe.
Oh, brother. Joe Doe. That's a good one.
I need to stop right now.
You're all over the place.
Yeah, I know. I need to reevaluate my situation.
All right. What else is going on? Who else is... I haven't even looked back here. Who else is in here?
I need some help.
Oh, yes, you do,
We've
Adam.
known that for years, Adam.
What's new?
Fantastic. You throw it out there and you sometimes think, well, I get one catch. I got two fishies fighting. You're pertinent to this because it used to be your server. For ages, Righteous has been moaning and for me to do a new logo for the server.
Uh-oh.
So I've had a go and it's not bloody good enough, Betty, frankly. But it's in the chat queue if you want to share it on screen.
In BALLBUSTERS chat?
Yeah, it's in both main text and BALLBUSTERS.
It's in both.
Oh,
okay.
I was asking for feedback. Well, what is it you're after? And as with all things with the Righteous, it's like getting blood out of a stone, isn't it, when you ask for information. So I'm struggling. The same with Be With a Buzz who's disappeared. I thought I'd put it out there. What is it that the server should represent? Because I need a better brief than go ahead and do it. But that's what I came up with.
It doesn't fit in a circle, that's for sure.
It can fit in a circle, and it's also got a bar to it with more imagery. But no point doing that if the theme and the mood isn't right. It's a feeling, isn't it? Righteous didn't get that feeling. So
oh yay.
We're trying to ask what feeling we want for the server.
What do you get for the server then?
I remember the song now. Is this a bad time?
Yes, it is.
Unless you're going to sing it. If you're going to sing it, sing it.
Raised on the radio, just an all-American boy. That was it.
Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Oh, brother.
Does it really sound that bad?
No, the interruption was that bad. Your mic's all right.
What interruption? There was nobody talking.
Okay, back. Got you, Neil. You're good. Your mic's good. You're fine. Everyone's looking at the new logo. Well, maybe not new, potentially new logo that was It's not new. It was denied, correct?
Denied. I like that. I like that phrase, yeah.
All right.
Well, I heard I denied it like way better than you denied him. I got that. QE, apparently when you deny him, you just go, nope, and it's got to go or something, but I kind of broke the ice a little bit, right?
Oh, you gave him a
Adam?
shit sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't need it. I said,
Oh, yeah, I could just be super straight up with you. Be like, Adam can take it. Been around QE long enough, I guess. But yeah, I like that. I like the way it looks. Like, it looks professional and good and stuff like that. But it just seems, I think B put it really well. Like, it seems like younger, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like the server is a bit more mature.
Yeah.
Where can I see it?
Shut up, Neil.
it's in the chat or it's on YouTube, Neil.
It has
So,
it has a 60s like cartoon vibe to it.
That was the feeling. I went with a kind of a pop art.
Who's the surprised woman in the left-hand corner? Is that Betty?
I'm not a
It
redhead.
might be a little homage.
Huh.
Yeah, you're,
On which
no.
side am I? On the science side or on the pseudoscience?
Well, where's the head? Well, you're not the one blowing the bubble.
My goodness.
And that's not red. You're not an orange head, is what you should have said.
So we are talking, and none of the people on the stream are seeing this, or are they?
No, they're seeing it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What's the colour of the Dutch?
Orange.
The color of the Dutch is orange, yes.
There you go.
So it represents me and my country.
Well, in a pop party way, with in terms of when I'm sitting there pondering, being artistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the one over here with the Rolling Stones lips over here?
That's not anyone in particular, is it? It's just somebody, look, inflating the ball, blowing it up. It's just.
Why is that a woman?
It's got better looking lips than men.
It seems sexual to me. So.
Oh, brother, here we go.
I see that flatters the artist in me if I've inspired a little tingle somewhere, Betty.
How about anger?
Don't start with looking at the legs things or whatever you said that day.
Oh, brother.
Are we going down the road again?
Yeah, don't imagine the mound.
Okay, let's see what we got over here. 37 people. They think we're just making stuff up.
The purpose of all that was to get some inspiration as to what kind of theme should I be using. This is what I'm asking Righteous and
Maybe the Einstein feeling. Huh?
That's not an Einstein feeling. Like I said, that's a 60s cartoon vibe.
No, he's asking which way we should go.
Well,
maybe
a little bit more mature, right?
Maybe since people see science as like a technology, it should be like technological, right? It should look like very futuristic.
Well, that was part of my ponderance. It's easy to represent the pseudoscience. Representing science is very interesting. What do? Stick up a microscope, a beaker? Certainly technology was something that I wanted to avoid because it is by definition technology and not science. That's why I went with somebody going, ooh, what the fuck is
Hey,
science?
no swearing.
Fuff, I said fuff.
Did you?
F-U-F-F. Fuff.
Is this the picture I'm looking at in YouTube?
Yep.
It was before I took
And
it
what
off.
is it supposed? I'm looking at a person with their arm curved.
Oh, that's a young Miss Oakley.
Well, technology is it looks cool. It's got that going for it. So
What do you
I
want?
mean-
Some Bunsen burners and some test tubes in there.
Ah, that's a bit square. Let's go for technology. let's get the something slick, right? Something like I don't know, like Blade Runner in there or something.
Riley in his white coat.
Oh, brother. We got.
See, John. You see, this is why I complimented you, QE. When I did stuff for you, there was direct. No, I don't like this. I like this. I like this about this. I don't like that at all. Take it out. Yeah, I was clear.
It was clear. Well, make a lot of stuff, and QE will respond to that.
Well, I think it's subtle. I think let's just make it futuristic looking and like all neon-y or whatever. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not too neon-y.
Righteous Force is a gamer, so make it a little bit with games, game-like.
I think point just validated. Make it futuristically like neon-y, but maybe not neon-y.
Yeah, that's perfectly clear.
Moving forward with, yeah.
Are you saying QE can do better than that?
Yeah, QE, can you do better than that?
No, I can assess and give proper instructions better than that.
All right, neon-y, but more like cyberpunk neon-y, not too like light and bright future neon-y kind of thing. Follow me? Does that make more sense?
No.
No.
What?
Hey, Betty, we got Twitwit out there in chat.
Huh.
He's hammering away at the chat. What are you doing, girl? Get your buns in here.
Buns?
Yeah, get your buns in here. Friggin' down at the description box, Righteous just gave me a new hot link that should work. Righteous, did you try that out yet?
It works. I've seen a lot of people use it.
Okay.
It shows it's been used many times, but let me see what you put there.
How can it be used many times when I just put it in there just the other day when you sent it to me?
No, it's the wrong link. It's supposed to say FP debate at the end instead of that KNN code.
Why did you give me that then?
I gave you the right one. I had FP debate. Let me check.
Oh, Twitwit doesn't have Discord anymore. All right, Twit. Yeah, now we're on to this topic.
I gave you the right one. I just checked.
Why doesn't she have Discord anymore? Is she banned?
Maybe she didn't want it. She thinks it's
more?
the devil.
Huh.
So, back to the topic. Now, I copied that directly out of the PM you gave me and then put it into my YouTube. Yeah, and?
I'll post it in main text chat. Copy that. See what's in main text. I mean, not main text chat. YouTube chat. It looks like that.
Yeah, put it in Discord. Don't put it on the YouTube.
Right, but I did that in DM, but I don't know how you didn't copy that link. Maybe you copied something else in the DM, like the image, right? You're supposed to just copy the link, the URL.
No.
Here, I'll DM it to you one more time. Okay. I'll
This is
bump it to the top.
all admin stuff, people.
It is admin stuff, but this is pretty important admin stuff.
Yeah, but the other link doesn't work anymore, Righteous?
Yeah, but we got a URL now. It's a lot flashier, and it's just everybody can just say, it's Discord, but instead of a jumbled code, a bunch of numbers and letters, it just says flat Earth debate. Right? It's very slick.
Is it now a community server then?
No, it's that comes from server boosting.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
okay, it's not a purge that will disappear eventually.
No, it won't.
Oh, good, because everything else goes.
Well, I'm not gonna let it go.
I'm not gonna. You're gonna pay, Righteous? You're gonna pay for these services?
Look, it's all taken care of. Let's not complain.
I just want to know if you want to pay for the servers be looking cool.
Now I
Let's just stick with. Go on.
Now
No,
I
let
get.
me answer.
Oh, brother, go ahead.
Righteous?
Yeah.
Are you willing to pay for your server to make it look?
Well, I already got some server boosts in there. Yeah, I got some,
Oh.
and then there's some others that help too.
So yes.
So listen, I'm looking at. We'll get on to the presentation, folks, here in a couple seconds. Just remain patient. I'm in my settings and uploading defaults, and at the Discord link in the description box has Flat Earth Debate in it on the end.
Right. That's the link.
Yeah, that's the one that should be in there.
It's not there. I just see a bunch of numbers
No,
at the very bottom, right?
The whole way down at the bottom in the description box.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm looking at
It's
it
not
right
there.
now in my settings.
Well, I'm looking at it on YouTube.
I already saved
Like in the description. I'm looking in the description of your video.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't say. It says KNMNUU whatever.
Right.
I don't
It
know
shouldn't
why
be
that
that.
is. That doesn't make any darn sense.
And it says it twice, by the way. 3 times.
That's being very concise, I imagine.
Yeah, that's true. He has to change it 3 times, and he
Thanks.
didn't
This
do
is
it.
very helpful. Appreciate that. So
Hmm.
I'm not changing it because that's what you gave me. That's what I put in there.
Well, I can screenshot to show you what
I can
what see.
screenshot to you what I'm seeing right now in my settings.
But why is it not on
let
the
me
video then?
let me refresh it.
Why is it doing that?
Yeah, I refreshed it and it still shows that. Here I can.
It can't be in the wrong. All right, I'm gonna have to find out what the problem is with this.
And I'll just give you a snippet of what it looks like to me.
So the link in there now is bogus, is what you're saying.
Let me click on it.
Yeah, can
Yeah,
people
it's
still
just.
enter with the other one?
Yeah, I think I'm getting a black screen. Is anybody getting in with that? No, it isn't. Okay, continue to Discord. It works, but it doesn't look as professional.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, it works.
Oh, brother, yeah, indeedy.
I'll give you Indeedy. That's fine. It's in there. It's correct.
I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with that anymore, right? Just this
Okay.
Discord stuff.
Well, you know, I could always pass this stuff to you, Betty. I can still do that.
Thanks. Is that a threat?
No, it can't be a threat.
Oh boy.
It's chain of command.
Chain of command. I think I diverted the command to you, right?
Yeah, and Captain Picard said to Riker, "Make it so." Riker didn't respond. Is that a threat? he just said, "Aye," right?
So I didn't resign officially. You mean?
Yeah, you're on the mod team.
That's true.
This is admin stuff. We need to break out of this.
Yeah. How do we do that? Because I had a nice link, or made a sort of a bridge towards the lady dancing, right? With
You
Alice
did.
Oakley.
You did. That
And
was a good
was
setup.
gone. Yeah.
All right, let's see if this works. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, are you seeing that live stream?
Why have Bolivian salt flats popped in your head? Is it covered because of Timmy Osmond this afternoon?
I don't know. It just popped in. Nah, it was before I come on the show. So I just wanted to start over with the flat Earth proofs. It seems like we haven't been here for a while, right? So, and then it gives me a chance to plug the website, right? GlobeTerminator.com. You can find all these flat Earth proofs right there at your fingertips at GlobeTerminator.com, and there they are. You can click on the flat Earth proofs over on the left-hand side, or you could just hover, And you can hover and then go right into the flat Earth proofs. See them? It has a list of them right here for you. So we go to Bolivian salt flats. Are you seeing the Bolivian salt flats? You're not seeing the ballerina. I understand that. She went away. There she is right there. That's what she used to look like. So just pretend.
She still looks like that.
So just you probably didn't see that on Discord, but I popped it up for YouTube. So we can get into this. Any objection?
Does it matter?
No, because I'm going to start.
Oh, just what are the rules tonight?
This is pretty short presentation. You can interrupt if you want. This is fine. That's fine. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to interrupt yet. So get on then.
All right. All right. According to the...
Let us be able to interrupt.
Can you bring back the ballerina?
Oh, brother. Can I do what?
Revive the ballerina.
I tried to find her. I got that off a YouTube video, and I didn't save or download the video. I just linked it in here, and it went bye-byes.
And I warned you about that, but you didn't care.
Yeah, she did warn me about that. All right, we good?
She was there on screen. No, she was there on screen. What's
yeah,
the
I
problem?
put her up there because I had saved her. What I did was I screenshotted every single presentation on the website, and I put them in its own file. And this was the first screen from the Bolivian salt flats. So there she is right there. But if I take that down on the actual website, there's a big empty space at the top right here. That's where she used to be. Follow?
Yeah, it's sad.
So this is very simple flat earth proof. It's one of the first ones, like I said.
No, I don't.
You don't what?
Well, I get why there's a gap, but I don't get why the gap's not been refilled.
We can't find another dancer that is as good looking as she was.
There's a picture of her there. I've just seen it.
Oh, brother, here we go again. Are you actually serious?
Well, can't we use that? I can take that. We can get her back up.
Yeah, but it used to be a video. Yes, I'm sure we could put that picture in there. Yes, we could probably do that. Davey, are you out there? So, Davey, help. How about that?
Davey, help. Yeah.
Yeah, so that we'll endeavor to persevere to try to get that picture in there, Adam. How about that?
I'll offer my services, but sorry to interrupt.
If you could, I don't know if you could get in there, but we could talk about that offline. All right, so we ready for the beginning of this? This is really simple proof.
Alrighty then.
All right, according to the heliocentric, sun-worshipping, spinning ball space monkey religion, you remember that, Twit? Twit told me one day a few years ago that the ballers couldn't stand this little spinning ball space monkeys. They didn't like that at all. But I digress. According to the heliocentric, sun-worshipping, spinning ball space monkey religion, every point along a tangent in every direction from your feet drops. That's vertical drop. There's not another kind. Away from you at 8 inches per mile squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Borsa et al. Topography of the Salar del Uyuni, Bolivia from Kinematic GPS, Geophysical Journal, International Volume 172, Issue 1, pages 31 to 40. I'm going to pull that up here in a few minutes. This is what they say. The Salar del Uyuni in the Bolivian Andes is the largest salt flat on Earth. That should have given the game away right there. Exhibiting less than 1 meter of vertical drop over an area of 9,000 square kilometers. Oh boy, it's all over right there. Just this right here, it's all over. They go on to say longer wavelengths in the DEM, that's digital elevation model, correlate well with mapped gravity. What the hell is gravity and how the hell can you map it? But I digress. Suggesting a connection between broad-scale solar topography and the geoid. Geoid? Where the hell's that at? That's just a hypothetical shape. And the geoid similar to that seen over the oceans. What they're trying to say here, folks, that the Bolivian salt flats is as flat as going over the ocean like water level. That's what they're saying. So it's friggin' all over. That's what they're talking about. It's a geometrical flat plane. Yeah, that's a big problem for a globetard. You can have a myriad of topographical features on a sphere: mountains, ridges, saddles, spurs, depressions, etc. You know what you can't have? You can't have a geometrical flat plane, and this one is over 9,000 square kilometers. Yeah, you can't see. There's contradiction there. It's a paradox. Therefore, how can ballers stage 5 cling with a kung fu death grip to their fairy tale religion that has one of its foundational tenets, vertical drop, and yet at the same time have a flat plane with less than 1 meter vertical drop over 9,000 square kilometers, pray tell? See this? It's not only a violation of the law of non-contradiction, it's a paradox, which is more or less the same thing. For an encore, ballers, can you reconcile married bachelors for us? This is real simple and easy to reconcile. You ready? Ball-tard position. According to the heliocentric sun-worshipping spinning ball space monkey religion, every point along a tangent in every direction from your feet drops. That's vertical drop away from you at 8 inches per mile squared. So on the one hand, you have vertical drop, which you must have if you have a spinning ball-tard. But this study right here is saying the Salar del Uyuni in the Bolivian Andes is the largest salt flat on Earth, exhibiting less than 1 meter of vertical relief over an area of 9,000 square kilometers, which I said about 20 times already. So essentially, no vertical drop, right? You can't. That's another law of non-contradiction violation. You can't. You can't do it. So see figure 6.4. Let's see if this works. This figure shows 100 kilometers, that's 62 miles, measured north to south of the Salar with less than 1 meter vertical drop. Let's see if we can hit that up. All right. This is from Oxford Academic. This is the source I was citing, Geophysical Journal. Let's see if we can check how they map this out. See if their distances, or I'm just making this up. You know I don't do that. Because I got cowbell. Up there she is. You everyone see this? So you got alpha down here to the south and a straight line to alpha prime up here in the north. And you see this right here? It says 100 kilometers. Uh-oh. That's bad news. You know why? Because on a spinning ball religion, 100 kilometers, that's 62 miles, the vertical drop is 781 meters. It has to be a sphere-tard. You must have 781 meters of relief over that distance. Just as simple as that. But, as we've seen, the Bolivian salt flats, over 100 kilometers, 62 miles, the vertical drop is less than 1 meter. You got a shortfall here of 780 meters and some change. That you can't have that. No, so I'll do it officially. Modus tollens. If P, then Q, not Q, therefore not P. If the Earth is a sphere-tard with a radius of 3959 miles, P, then there must be a measurable 781 meters of vertical drop over every 100-kilometer section of the Earth traversed. Q. Not Q. We do not measure 781 meters of vertical drop over 100 kilometers of the solar. Therefore, not P. The Earth is not a sphere-tard. Alice in Wonderland is more tenable than the ball-tard spinning space monkey religion. The prosecution rests. Simple. You live in a fairy tale, ball-tards. The end. Questions, comments? How you like me now?
You seem to be invoking Disco Ball Earth.
Disco ball? You're not going to go with the golf divots,
How
are
can
you?
he be doing that?
What if you can have planes of that size and on a ball? The only way you could do is to have it like a disco ball.
No.
Yeah, but there are no flat surfaces on a sphere, correct?
That's troublesome, isn't it, Neil?
Troublesome. That's a good word. I like that word. How you like that? That was pretty succinct. It's very decisive. It's got a sharp point on that sumbitch. No way to get around that, folks. Just as simple as that. So if you got any questions or any concerns, drag your buns in here and let's hear them.
Yeah, I like that. That's got a sharp point to it, and it says, "Game over, man."
Yeah. Game over, ball tarts. Just with that. I don't have to do anything else. What you got to say about that? I guess not much. There's no one talking.
We got pictures from space that says it's round.
Pictures.
Well, I was gonna say.
Oh, hold on, Righteous. Pictures from space that says it round. Okay, let's go through that. Pictures. You have no pictures from a second law of thermodynamics violation. Even if you did, they don't say anything. And even if they did say it was round, round and flat aren't mutually exclusive. I can have a round penny and it be flat.
And on a golf ball, there's some flat
Now there
patches
isn't.
as well.
No, there isn't.
They're dimples.
No, they're not that shit. That's not flat.
But they are like curved dimples with
Curved.
the ball.
So you got curved, flat dimples, eh?
Yes.
That sounds like a personal issue. Go ahead,
Talk
Righteous.
about my personal issues, please.
Go ahead, Righteous. Righteous wanted to add something.
I was just gonna say, you didn't mention anything about the perfect reflection. You went like on a totally different angle, right?
No, I wasn't doing specular reflections on this one.
Oh, it
Okay.
sort of is an add-on, I think.
Yeah, but he was just focusing on one thing, and that's all right. Because usually when people bring that up, that's like the number one thing they go to, right? Is that reflection?
No, bring what up? They go to reflection.
Well, how it's like only a flat surface can do such a like perfect reflection over a large distance.
Well, that's
right?
true, but that's not part of this proof.
Okay.
You can use it in conjunction with it, I would suppose. If you had a picture of the SLAR that's covered in water, like I do, that has a picture of a specular reflection on it, then you could possibly do it. It's connected, but not directly.
Okay.
Follow?
Well, I guess I gotta say no because I'm hesitating. So.
Got to say
Yeah.
no to what?
I guess I don't follow. So I'll be honest about it, I guess.
Okay, well, the Solar del Uni, my proof for the Solar is vertical drop, right? So that's the main point of the discussion. So my main point is vertical drop, and with the Solar, with the information that I just provided from academia, they say that there is very little vertical drop. In fact, it's less than 1 meter of vertical drop over 100 kilometers. So that's my argument. It's just vertical drop. It's not the specular reflections off the water that's in the Solar a couple months out of the year. Follow that?
Yes.
There you go.
So we can end the show then?
We could if I wanted to.
Huh. But what's the fun in that?
There is no fun in that. That's why I'm not ending it yet.
It's usually what you say.
It's a lot of people are kind of shy today for some reason. I don't know. They must be. I don't know. Maybe football season started and they're kind of shocked.
The weather.
What?
The weather.
The weather?
Yeah.
Football season started and ended for the Jets in 4 plays.
Yeah, I know. I was rolling. I was like, oh, God. I felt sorry. I feel sorry for the Jets. I always liked them.
Yeah, I do, because in 1999, the same thing happened with Testaverde.
Yeah.
They were supposed to go to Super Bowl. First few plays, season over.
Yeah. Well, their season's not over, but there's a dampening. Betty, there's a dampening. How do you say that? Gedelt? I don't know.
Gedempt.
Gedempt. Yeah.
Gedempt.
So the Jets fans are gedempt.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You have a speech impediment for sure.
Suffering succotash.
Yeah, without the G.
So Russ Bonanno says, QE, what do you say to people who come back and say the Earth is not a perfect sphere? It's an oblate spheroid. The 3,959-mile radius is an approximation. I would say that that's horsepucky. Number one,
A horsepucky is flat, right?
Number one, you're going to have to call NASA and have them redact over 50 years of perfect spheres. Number one, that 3959 miles, that's not an approximation. That's the radius of the ball target. So that's how I do that.
I'd address it as I did sarcastically. Yeah, I called it a disco ball. That's what the salt flats show. So you might have differing levels of curvature, as would be excused by your oblate spheroid, but you're still not going to have large, significant flat planes. Your lowest point of turn would be equatorial, wouldn't it? But still not going to have anything that's significant to my sarcastic comment of a disco ball. That's what's being claimed here. Large, flat planes stuck on the outside of a supposed ball. Which are in denial of the ball, aren't they? In reality. But
yeah, Russ, I got you. You're just trying to think. You don't have to try to think. I mean, we've been out here, most of us over on this side, been out here for about 8 years. No swearing, Kim. About 8 years, and I'm sure through the years they've tried. I've heard that, maybe not in relation to this argument, but I've heard them say, well, it's an oblate spheroid, QE. I guess they're just forgetting all the NASA quote-unquote photos for the last 50 years. Can you show me one NASA photo that displays an oblate spheroid? I'd like to see one. I bet you they don't even know what an oblate spheroid is.
And does that have a flat plane on it?
Oblate spheroids do not have flat planes on them either.
All right. So you got another super chat, by the way.
Oh, man, yeah. Now we're rocking.
Yeah. Shatness Bassoon says it's only locally flat. Disco down.
Yeah, disco sucks, man.
I like disco.
The
It's
heck.
best dancing music there ever was.
Stop
Got
swearing.
it, Bay.
Wait a second. Disco got a bad name. All right? There has some nice riffs to disco. The bass lines are incredible in disco.
They suck.
Yeah. I love it.
You would.
You're going to tell me, hold on, you're going to tell me that Big Daddy sucks?
Yes.
How can you say that? Everybody put on Can't Get Enough of Your Love when they had a girl in the car in the 80s. Come
like
on.
this. Like this. I'm going to, how can I say that like this? Big Daddy sucks. That's how.
No, I can't agree with that.
Well, that's fine.
Is that a deal breaker, Neil?
What's that, Betty?
Is that a deal breaker with QE?
Well, the thing is, you have to be a musician to know when something's good and when something's bad. It got a bad name, disco. It did. And there was a lot of trashy stuff, but there was a lot of good stuff in there as well. I mean, it can't stand up to rock and roll, of course. I know that. But I just think I think the Bee Gees messed it all up. To be honest,
man, those are fighting words with Betty. Look the hell out now.
Don't do that. Because
Bee Gees messed it all up.
Ever.
Bee Gees rock, Bay. I think what we've got here, Case, is that
You have to be a musician to really know what's good, right? And then, have you heard QE sing?
You don't have to be a musician to appreciate music.
No,
That's
appreciate no, because you don't know what it is.
That's not what I said. Hold on. That's not what I said.
Yes, you did.
I
You have
said
to be
I
a musician to appreciate things, you said.
No. I said if you're listening with other ears, like I'm listening to the bass lines, and they were quite difficult to play, a lot of them, in disco music. They were. It was funky. You had to learn how to slap with your thumb, slap and pluck. So I'm hearing it with different ears.
Yeah, you are.
You know,
yeah.
Bee Gees were basically cancelled by one guy that got traction in the United States.
Oh,
and
brother.
that everybody followed along like they were doing like Globe Earth, right? Everybody follows the big leaders.
So,
Listen, I like Danny Gibb.
So, we don't care what you like, Neil. So,
I do, in this case.
Carol Apple said Saturday night Salt Flats Fever.
Caramel apple. What the hell?
I thought it said caramel apple when I first looked at it.
No, caramel apple is.
See, I'm really gonna get Betty mad now.
Painter.
Betty,
would you stop rumpusing Betty, Neil?
I have to, because all the songs in Saturday Night Fever were good, except the ones done by the Bee Gees.
Oh, come on. Shut up. Again, Karel Appel is a famous Dutch painter.
Oh, please forgive me.
Yes, I will, for this time. Go on.
Go on with what? She said Saturday night Salt Flats Fever. They said Saturday night, I don't know if it's a she or a he, Saturday night Salt Flats Fever.
Yeah. And it's a he.
Flatsy, oh, it is a he. Okay. Flatsy said she's on her way to Georgia to watch Pantera in concert right now.
Huh. I don't know who that one is.
Isn't that like a metal band or something?
Heavy duty rock and roll. Yeah, they fall in the metal, Metallica, Iron Maiden type. Pantera's good.
Approved by Neil. That's good.
Oh, Brian's in here. See, I'm looking at chat because the room is quite weak today.
Oh, come on.
I know Brian hates disco.
Don't worry about get off of this disco. Did you know that Brian actually defined ether? Did everyone know that? Let me get it. 1 second. He should come in here and say it himself. He actually put a definition on that monkey. So here it is. Here it is. Ether. The darkness is the ether because light hides in the dark.
Light hides in the dark?
Hey, That's his.
weird.
That's
Light
his.
conquers dark.
Sorry, I rumpushed you. Go ahead. Say it again.
Light conquers dark, not hides in darkness.
Not according
Darkness
to the.
flees.
Not according to the Etherites.
Oh, darkness flees when light is on.
Yeah, well, it gets
Hide
exciting.
unmanifest until becoming manifest.
No. What's it said? It gets excited. All of a sudden, there's an exciting that happens.
But it's always there. It's just non-manifest. See, so it's hiding.
No, light. It's either there or it's not.
What about non-visible light?
Then still there, right?
It's still where?
In the ether.
No, that's not circular at all.
I need to do that comment. It was
I kind of figured you were going to say that.
Hey,
Where else,
Betty, that was good, Betty.
where else could it
what?
be? Right, Betty? Where else could it be after an answer to that question? The only one place in the ether.
But the thing is, if we can't recognize it, right, then it's still there, right? I mean, you can maybe measure it with other devices, right?
Measure what?
The invisible light, like on the light spectrum.
You can measure invisible light on the light spectrum.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
UV light, you don't
invisible
see that,
too?
right? But it's still there. Like certain laser light, you can't see it, but still there.
Non-visible light.
I don't
for
know.
us,
Do you have lasers that are invisible?
Oh, I'm gonna quit this one.
Ultraviolet.
Okay, since you're going to quit this one, there's another trick that old Shitsit does. I know QE's aware of it. When he says, this is a difficult topic, I need more time. And you don't understand. It's hard to understand. So he makes it appear like he's got this superior knowledge, and he's just full of shit.
Oh boy.
Did you mean like UV light, Betty?
Yes, I did say that? UV light that we can't
Infrared.
see. Gamma rays.
Gamma
other
rays.
Whatever.
Oh, you're talking about the
Whatever.
Incredible Hulk?
There's light that we can't see, that we can't recognize, right?
That's astonishing.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't mean it's still there.
It doesn't mean it's still there.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
We can be bombarded by light that we can't see for ourselves.
But that's a good point. Did we know it was there before we were able to not see it? No. How did we know it was there? Because we got things to detect it, right? Which is fine. So we can recognize that weakness in our eyes, yeah? In terms of what they can pick up and what they can't.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for the ether detector.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
well, if we debunk them before they can prove it.
But at least if I was thinking, oh, is there wavelengths? Is there levels of energy that I can't see? I know where I'm looking and how I could develop a device. Where do I start with an ether device? And don't tell me interferometry.
Yes, that's it. That's what it's gonna be, man. I'm telling you.
But what about the photon?
It's just back and forth, contradictory, made up horseshit. Remember, the official definition is ether is a logical framework.
Non-defined logical framework, by the way. The term logical framework implies that it has some logical framework, but there are lots of logical frameworks, but theirs is yet again to be defined, a bit like ether itself.
Though it's illogical framework.
But if you say it quickly, it sounds like you have an idea of what you're conveying. Yeah. Logical framework. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything, does it?
Nope.
You know what's funny? When you get Die Slow coming in the background, demanding Nathan. When he comes, when Woods is getting hammered, you'll hear Die Slow come in. But what about this, Nathan?
Yeah.
I love it.
I know you do. And then what did I see over the weekend? I was pretty busy this weekend. I was doing a lot of shooting. And we all heard the story that the Etherites have finally realized over the last couple weeks, well, they've realized that a long time ago, that Michelson Morley was not an experiment. In fact, I had made a mention of it here and there that people have changed their tune when they discuss Michelson Morley. They would say the Michelson Morley, and then you'd hear a pause, right? But most, got a clue, and they wouldn't say experiment, right? They'd say Michelson Morley. And Hanoi Jaron and Whitsitt finally realized that, probably over the last 3 months or so. Then I go into Skype just to check my Skype, and I get a message from Brian, and it has a Globe Dumpsters episode from the other night. I don't know, what did they do them on Saturdays or Sunday? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I had
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay. Well, it was Sunday when I came in. I checked it late, and there it is, and it's Globe Dumpsters episode, whatever it was, and it says the Michelson Morley experiment. I couldn't. What? What in the world? It's so. How do they have any subscribers? Can somebody tell me that?
Well, they decided to be defiant, and they realized that they changed their way of saying things, so they went back to being rebellious little children again.
Yeah, but they
want to be on top.
They already stated that it wasn't an experiment. So how can they come back and say it's the Michelson Morley experiment? Well, how can you do that? How can you contradict yourself over and over and over again? It's not like it's, in Braille. Everyone's heard it. Heard them state that it's not an experiment. Not that that's a big deal or anything, but they've stated it a number of times, and then come back and title a show the Michelson Morley experiment. How can you do that and not lose every single subscriber that you have? That's
because they got their subscribers brainwashed.
How can you brainwash? This is just a simple contradiction. I don't get it. I don't. Somebody explain it to me, please. Other than brainwashing, that goes well beyond brainwashing. Are they stupid?
It's one of two things, isn't it? It's either a further demonstration of their lack of understanding of scientific method. They forgot what they realised and have changed. Or probably more likely what we've accused them of, that they want to flip and flop with the word science. When it's attacking the ball, we'll hold standards to the term. When it's supporting anything they want to push, doesn't have science, they'll still use the word. And words associated with it, like experiment.
Here, let me put it up. Let me show everyone this. Let me. One second. Show you the message I got. Sunday? Yeah, it was Sunday. Look, the title. Globe Dumpsters, the Michelson Morley experiment. You can't make this up, folks. Unbelievable. Adam, did you go through this?
I'd seen it pop up. I think I tuned in Sunday later to see him going through scientific method, but I've not watched it.
Oh, you're kidding me. They put the scientific method on it?
All in one.
Yeah, I'm sure later on when I just clipped over, I saw him going through scientific method, but don't know how detailed that is or anything, literally. turned over at that point, and that's what they were reviewing. So whether they covered Mickelson, Morley, or not, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to announce it right now. This Saturday's BALLBUSTERS. We're going to go. We haven't listened to it. I don't really care because it's going to be a train wreck of epic proportions. I'm going to say right now we're going to go over this.
Yeah.
Yeah, just on that BALLBUSTERS note again. Slight issue this Saturday.
Oh no!
It's not my fault because there's no birthdays or anything.
Oh, it's not a birthday?
No, my son's off to uni, so I'm going to be moving him. I might be back. I might not be back. It all kind of depends. It's only in Sheffield where he's going, so it's not too far away. But might have an issue or two.
I'm telling you what.
Aren't you happy for me?
We're gonna have to garnish your wages.
Yeah, like we have you with shooting all the time, right?
We're not talking about me, Betty.
Yes, we are, because you are measuring with 2 measures.
No swearing. I think my wolf pup's got to eat.
Yeah, I do.
You thinking that same thing, Betty?
You're gonna do a wolf pup thingy?
Let's go ahead and do the wolf pups with Hanoi Jaren.
Oh yeah.
Why? Can you tell me why he's even on YouTube still? Anyone?
Because he's a legend.
He's a traitor. I already demonstrated that. Well, how does he even have a show?
He's a legend. Like I
there
said.
you go again. Legend of what?
He was one of the first on Flat Earth, and he should have stayed with the easy topics that did, which was like NASA pictures and all the other stuff.
So one of the first.
Yes.
So that is justification for
being on YouTube. Yes.
For being a
any idiot can be on YouTube.
For being a treasonous, treacherous traitor.
Well, there are multiple people that are treacherous, traitors.
Oh, that's suffering succotash. You got a speech impediment.
Yes, but this is not my natural language. Try saying Scheveningen.
That's a damn stick save if there ever was one.
Yes, well, I'm good at that.
Yes, you are.
Stick save. What the hell is that?
Stick save. That's a quick slap shot to the net. It's a hockey term. So it's a quick slap shot, but it's a stick save. You put the stick out, whack, and it saves it from going in the goal.
Okay. Oh, I'm thinking of a stick figure, right? The one that you draw.
Huh.
Weird, huh?
So you're thinking of a stick that actually drops?
No, a stick figure.
Ooh, look at the time. It's me again out in chat.
I've been of a skiing squirrel in the Discord. So.
Here we go. It's me again out in chat. I usually don't look at chat, and I don't like to deal with chat. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it today because of the
Have you seen that?
Because of the impotence of the Discord group.
Impotence.
It's me again. Okay, it's you again. How's that working flat model coming along? Didn't we have a show showing the working flat model some time ago?
It's evading my recollection, that one.
Yeah, it was Google Earth. Oh boy. Nathan said we can begin.
Oh, good.
We're going to end, Nathan, if Discord don't say out.
I'm telling you, Discord, they're weak. Very weak today.
Party
Did
killer
you say
won at the
impotence?
Bolivian salt flats.
Wait a
Hello?
second. Wait a second, Adam. Betty was rumpusing you. Go ahead, Betty.
I wondered if you say impotence instead of impotence.
They were impotent or they suffer from impotence. Same thing.
It's like, it sounds like the what was it again? That word again? Oh, I forget. Ah, sorry, serious effect of brain fog now.
I'll save you. Nathan said, "Is that woman naked? Does that woman look naked?
Which woman?
The woman on screen.
No, she's not.
Miss Oakley.
It's Miss Oakley on screen there, Nathan.
Mhm. Yeah, her name is Oakley.
All right. Did you think of the word? I tried to give you enough time to think of that word, buddy.
Yeah, the one that Steve McClown said.
Oh, epitome.
Yeah, impotence, impotence.
That
I got a good word.
That has nothing to do with epitome.
No, I know, but it's the same emphasis like screw up.
Epitome.
Yeah, and impotence.
Oh, so you made a little connection there. We're so proud of you.
Oh wow, wow.
Somebody was in the background, Betty. They're trying to save Discord. Let's see what they got. Go ahead.
Am I saying that right? Misandry? Are you guys familiar with this word? Betty, you should love this word. Misandry.
Miss what?
Yeah, it's like let me look it up here. Misandry, so I get the right definition.
Sure you spell it.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
We've been here.
Misandry. Misandry. Dislike or contempt for or ingrained prejudice against men.
Uh-huh. You think that applies?
I don't know. Do you like that word?
Yes, I do.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Wow, they even made a word for it. Ah. Now I feel really important.
This isn't saving the Discord panel.
I can't save this. No one can. The Bolivian salt flats. It was very interesting. 8 inches per mile square, vertical drop. Good stuff, QE. Bring in the cowbell.
Always.
Bring in the cowbell. I like the rivers, right? The Mississippi River. And does it flow uphill or downhill?
No rivers flow uphill.
That's going to be a problem on a Baltard.
Oh, I know what you were going for with that. I can remember back in the day, somebody, and I think I was at a neighbor's house or something, and they recognized that parts of the Mississippi, and it's not only the Mississippi, Mississippi, but part of the, I think it's the Ohio River flows north. So they were conflating uphill with north. Follow?
Yes, sir. Same thing with the Nile River. It flows to the north.
Yeah, that's fine. Because north isn't up. But they have the visual of the sphere tard, and it kind of throws them for a loop. Poor dumb bastards. No swearing.
You got me hog-lipped here.
Hog-lipped?
No swearing.
No swearing.
Hair-lipped, I meant to say.
Hog-lipped,
No
that's a good one. I was going to say, I've never heard that before. Betty, You hog lipped.
What the hell?
Speaking of hog lips, what's everybody eating?
I'll tell you what. You're right.
Steak.
You're now. I wish that was true, but I'll tell you what. I was feeling a mite peckish right before you said that. I was thinking, how can I get out of here and snatch some chow, right? Because I am getting hungry.
By letting Adam speak.
Go ahead, Betty. You take charge for the next couple minutes. The floor is yours.
No.
Yes.
No. You don't know what the
You are the co-pilot.
Not the co-pilot.
Yes, you are. You take charge. Adam, help her out. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
What is he gonna eat then? An orange? What do you guys
Some
think?
sort of fruit. Banana.
Yeah, he never came up with that Wagyu meat, did he? Ever. Right? It's all talk and no chow, right? Did you take that away with where were you? Where you had the picture of the Wagyu, Adam?
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah, Italian Wagyu, that. So I don't know if they massage it as well, but...
Not as well massaged?
Still dead fatty. I don't know what the interest is, to be honest. I'll leave the fatty
like
bits.
the fatty part of the meat. Give me the red meat. I like that better, I think.
If I'm having a steak, that's what I want. I don't want a pile of fat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's supposed to taste like
my
butter.
Doesn't taste fatty.
Yeah. But they don't want us to eat meat in the future, you know that, right? They're gonna get rid of all the cows and all the animals, or maybe give us some allergic responses for meat, and then, well, at the end of
Chiggers. Got to give everyone else chiggers, and then they won't be able to eat meat.
Yeah, well, don't you think that these chiggers were maybe an experiment themselves?
Who knows?
Or is that more too
What the hell are you talking about chiggers for?
Because we have stated, I have stated that there will be the end of meat in this future because they want us to eat bugs, and not Bugs Bunny.
Oh, that's not chiggers. That's from a tick.
Yeah, but I think that tick is just as Lyme disease is something that they let loose, like these mosquitoes of Bill Gates.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, and I was attacked by mosquitoes a couple of days back, and they itch like crazy, man.
Hey, Betty, 1 Timothy 4:3-5 talks about men who like kind of make other guys abstain from meats and marriage and stuff like that. So maybe the Bible's saying it.
I don't think so, because I think that there's in the New Testament speech of that everything is allowed now. So
No swearing.
No swearing. I just got an orange and I'm trying to get my
so
grip.
when you talk about the Bible, that's swearing? What the hell?
No, I swore because I had another orange. I'm trying to get my mitts on it and get the flesh off the skin, and flew up in the air.
Take the mitts off and do it with your hands. How about that?
That's my hands. I call them Mets, and I did that, and I said Mother Clucker by mistake, and I looked over and my mic was green. I said, "Oh, no swearing."
Yep. So there goes my conversation then.
Sorry about that. You were on chiggers?
Yeah, about the meatless society. That was what I was talking about.
I can't be a part of that.
Then you will be dead.
Well, everyone's got to die, Betty.
Are you sure?
Let me take that back.
Okay. Quick save.
there's going to be a certain percentage of people that's not going to die. They're going to be raptured.
No, they're going to be raptured. There's no rapture in that sense.
But
Not
that's
before,
still
before the big stuff happens.
it's still a death, because remember, your old body is the seed for the new body, so the old body has to die. It's just that it happens in a twinkle of an eye.
True.
Oh,
I
brother.
understand. I agree. Righteous, that's a good thing that you said that. Yes.
Got the shithouse lawyers out.
For the tribulation, that's for sure. How can you otherwise be overcomers if you raptured beforehand?
Woo! Look at the time.
People need to seriously study the Bible.
I'll tell you what. You better watch your P's and Q's.
I am.
Because I'll pull Paula in here and straighten your friggin' shot group.
Which Paul?
Paula, Bible U out there. And I see her out there.
Don't say it sounded like we were listening to Paul just then.
They got to make a way. You can eat an orange and not get friggin' juice everywhere.
Well, the thing is, you need to let somebody else peel it. How about that?
See, I got to cut into quarters. I'm thinking that that's a mistake.
Still didn't find out how to eat an orange?
This is one way to eat an orange, all right? It serves its purpose. You can get to eat the orange, but it has some how would you say, negative points on the logistics.
Complain to God about that, huh?
No, I'm not going to complain to God about that, Betty.
Why not? He made them.
Yeah, but we cut them.
You know what I find funny is that when people eat a banana, right? They take the whole peel of it, right? Instead of having it as a
handle.
Handle, yeah. And they say, yeah, well, I don't want to be looking like a monkey. Well, I'm thinking that monkey is like a lot smarter than you.
I don't peel.
The monkeys will eat it with the peel.
Hold on a second. I don't peel the banana all the way. I've never done that my whole life.
Well, then you're smart, because some people, right, eat just the banana and they have the peel all off, and then they hold it in their hands like without the peel.
That's just stupid.
Yeah,
that's almost
stupid, like I said. Yeah.
That's.
And when I ask these people why they do that, they say, I don't eat a banana like a monkey. Yeah, it's like even worse.
That's almost as bad as somebody putting one sock on, then one shoe on, and then the other sock, and then the other shoe on.
Oh, hold on, I do that.
Oh, you kept...
Sometimes, and I think of the episode with Archie Bunker when Meathead, that's what Meathead does, one sock on, one shoe on. He says, "What are you gonna do if there's a fire? Hop around?" Anyway, what kind of people you hanging out with, Betty, that peel a whole banana and hold it in their hand?
Yeah. Well, people that say that they don't want to look like monkeys, but are even worse than them. I have no idea, but people do that.
As far as I'm aware, it's either toddlers or like a release patients. Who holds a banana in their hands unless you're a bit mental? Comes with natural packaging and natural holding mechanism.
Exactly. Yeah. Huh. Great invention, right? By God, like to keep your hands clean, right? And people peel it all the way off and have dirty hands afterwards.
Y'all peel your bananas?
You eat them with the whole peel?
I just take a straw to them.
Knife and fork.
You eat a banana with a knife and fork? Really? I'd like to see that. You a bit posh.
How else do you slice them up for your banana and peanut butter sandwiches? You need to use a knife and fork.
All right, fair enough. So my grandfather used to eat peanut butter, bananas, and mayonnaise sandwiches.
Yikes.
No, not the mayonnaise.
Yep.
Why the mayonnaise?
I don't
mean,
know.
little
I don't know. I never tried it, right? I'm just reporting.
I do like mayonnaise, but it needs to be on the chips, on the fries.
Well, there are a few people who think that peanut butter is the universal lubricant. It can be used with any type of food.
Yikes. It sounds bad. So how's that orange?
Down to the last quarter, and it's a mess.
Why, you're eating an orange?
Yeah.
Because I had a drill instructor my first day in the shock program, which was 6 months.
That's very interesting, Neil.
That was gonna
From
be
the you can't hear me?
now we
Okay, so he grabbed an orange and just bit it, skin and all, and proceeded to eat the whole orange without peeling it. That's when I said, "Oh my God, what did I do?"
Yeah, I had a friend who would eat lemon peels with the lemon.
Not the lemon.
The lemon and the lemon peel together.
Yikes.
Did they have scurvy?
I don't believe so.
I had a friend.
Then the other guy.
My friend spelled his
Go ahead.
name Ange, but it was pronounced Orange.
Did he have scurvy?
Absolutely not. He had vitamin C in his bones. A lot of melanin. Orange.
Hey, I got to clean up. So, Betty and Adam, you better start helping Betty.
I was totally on the mosquitoes, right?
What?
They say there's a sort of a plague of mosquitoes going to happen or is happening. And I'm thinking, yeah, because Bill Gates let them go free.
Yeah, those are those electronic mosquitoes. They're robots. You know that, right?
Yeah, with vaccine in them. Yikes.
Not AIDS.
I find it funny.
Whatever happened to AIDS? AIDS disappeared. It left the planet, right?
Who did?
AIDS. You got a planet. It leaves it. What happened? I thought it was killing people.
I didn't think he killed anybody since Magic Johnson's still here.
That's when everything seems to have changed.
Yeah.
You're saying Magic Johnson cured AIDS?
No, Chuck Norris did that. Don't be silly.
I heard he exposed it for what it was not.
Chuck Norris wouldn't cure AIDS, he'd take it out.
Chuck Norris would kill it.
I mean, take it out.
Listen, I heard something on the radio the other day. Sorry, my GPS is talking. And they said that until they hear Neil deGrasse Tyson validate aliens, they're not going to believe it. But when he says it, they'll believe it.
Oh, God.
Betty!
Yeah. We're talking aliens.
Retro Bill saved
There's some
us.
business to attend to.
Yeah, I know, but they were talking business on aliens.
No, that's just be instantly interrupted. I thought Retro had saved us there.
So Retro Bill on the Super Chat says, as long as we're on the subject, stringy stuff on bananas is called plume bundles.
Is that true?
Okay. Well, look it up.
All right. I pull those strings off. They kind of they rub me the wrong way, man.
Rub you the one, right? The strings.
They do.
Huh.
All right, let me try it. He might be right.
What
Look.
does it? Huh?
Phloem bundles bananas. Phloem bundles help distribute nutrients up and down a growing banana.
So that's a fun fact.
They are, according to the Huffington Post, they are the unappetizing strings that peel away from a banana.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh. Learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
Will you know it tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's going to be tomorrow.
Oh, God. That's going to be tomorrow. Yeah. Betty.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, there's another super chat.
What? Oh, there's another one. People are too fast for me. Okay, the stringy stuff on oranges is. He says.
Same.
Is it the same?
Phloem bundles?
Oh.
I have no idea.
Look it up.
Okay.
Where do plume bundles also occur? On the moon?
Stringy stuff on oranges.
It would be suggestive of the same, wouldn't it? Surely.
It's called.
It's nutrient transport. Isn't it?
It's called pith. Pith, not pith. Pith.
Taking the pith.
Don't piss me off, man.
So, wait a minute, there's really literally a word for that?
Yeah.
Huh. What does it do, by the way? Is there a reason for it?
Orange pith is the white stuff on baby carrots, white stuff on salmon, and stringy stuff in. What the hell is this?
Is that a scientific term? Why do you become quiet?
I'm looking up stuff.
Oh, think with your
Looking up about piss.
Not piss, pith. Stop swearing.
That's what I'm saying. You're pissing me off.
Unbelievable.
I bet we remember pith tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And
We won't remember the Bolivian salt flats, will we?
We won't remember the Bolivian salt flats, but stop pissing me off.
It sounds better when you say.
That's a good laugh, Neil. It's very contagious.
Stop pissing me off.
Jeez, Neil, get a grip. Wasn't that good?
He's cracking himself up.
I'm thinking of Sylvester the cat while suffering succotash. Stop pissing me off. I always go to Looney Tunes. That's where I got my whole education. And remember, children, mud spelled backwards is dumb.
And don't forget, bark always grows on the outside of the tree.
Wow, that's profound.
I just royally pissed Adam off just now.
That was Hanna-Barbera. I wasn't into them.
What growing, really? Hey, what are you doing?
You think we could ever cure insanity, guys? I think you guys are making a difference. Good on you.
Insanity.
Yeah. The mad world we find ourselves in. We are in here. Not everyone even believes that.
Not everyone believes that you are in here.
Right.
In where?
People believe, people believe in this gas pressure at minimum, in this containment, in here, and this is real, right? Real. You can deny that, but you can't deny you're denying it. So you just prove we're really in here. What do you think? Little Descartes?
Descartes, not Descartes.
Oh, desperate.
I stand corrected.
And it's not Ptolemy. It's Pith.
Pith.
That's another thing he used to do. Friggin' Hanoi Jaren back in the day. He'd always say Ptolemy. I would friggin' roll, man. Yeah. Wonder if he still does that. Treasonous, treacherous traitor.
Suffering succotash.
That's an error in reading hieroglyphs. We assume that each inner cartouche has just a single letter as opposed to maybe a pa or how they came to the name Ptah. It makes no sense, PTH, because you ascribe just consonant and no vowel to it. There's a lot of work. I've been reading a good book on this, kind of showing it's a bit more like using emojis. You get a vowel and a consonant and a vowel, so you get sounds out of them.
This is really interesting, Adam. It's friggin' killing me.
It's more interesting than peeling a fucking orange.
Hey, no swearing.
I know. I meant cursing.
Nathan said, "Can the panel talk about me for a bit?"
How ace he is?
Yes.
Oh.
Adam, the only thing I was going to mention is Brian already said that
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
More than that.
From next Sunday?
Arwen thought it up the week before. Told him.
2 weeks from next Sunday.
That's an oldie.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Robert Bassano, wherever he's at.
Yeah. Isn't he sometimes in the chat here?
I don't think so. Is he going by his Bassano name? I don't think he is. I haven't seen him. I know how he. Go ahead.
I forget his name, but I think he's here from time to time. But go on.
All part on good circumstances.
Oh, here he goes. John comes in to save the day.
For what?
He came in to save your bacon because this Discord panel is sub-friggin' standard.
I didn't know that there was a standard.
Now you're really pissing me off.
Pith.
Pith.
He's just taking a pith.
He's just taking the pith.
Oh, it's getting worse.
Don't piss me off. I get very angry when I get pissed off.
This is not going to end for a while, Betty.
No, I'm thinking I'm going to hot skip Scoot out of here.
Yeah. You're gonna boot Scoot.
Yeah, that's the word.
Why you boot Scooting?
Just chill for a moment.
What?
Nathan's come to talk to you, and you're going to run off.
No, but seriously, you can stop talking about me. I mean, but enough about me. I just wanted to talk to Betty before she boot scoots. I just thought I'd like to find out your opinion on me, Betty.
Again? Sorry, what? Repeat.
Not just Nathan, but maybe also his show. What are your opinions on that?
Oh no, just me.
You know that show that's on daily at 2 p.m. That one.
What's up, Betty? Cat got your tongue?
Well, I asked for a repeat and I didn't get it, so I don't get it.
It's an old Johnny Bravo joke. Is it Johnny? Is it Johnny Bravo? Yeah, Johnny Bravo. It's like this giant cartoon character with really broad shoulders that's up his own ass, like loves himself. Very narcissistic character. He's walking along. He's walking along with this girl, and they're talking as the camera shot zooms in on them, and then you're introduced to their conversation. And he's like, no, that's enough about me. Let's stop talking about me. Let's talk about me. What do you think about me?
Go ahead, answer the question, because the answer already came out already. Because let me just tell you, Nathan, Betty has lightly implied over the years that both you and I are, how would I say, have narcissistic tendencies.
Okay, well, narcissism is a sliding scale, right? So unless you're a narcissist, i.e. psychopath, then yeah, everybody has a scale. Some people sit more on the empathic side of the scale. In other words, they are constantly looking to appease others and feeling their pain. And others like you and I do sit more on the narcissistic end of the scale. I'm not going to deny that. But it doesn't make us narcissists. It doesn't make us psychopaths.
No, that's not what I'm saying. NPDs, right?
No. MPD. The D bit is disorder.
Yeah, there is a disorder there.
There's not. Outrageous. No disorder. It's just anybody at any given time can. If you have empathy, right, then you can exhibit empathy, and you choose. QE and I will choose, depending on the circumstances, to either exhibit a lot or a little of empathy. However, if you're a narcissist,
it can also be played empathy, right? Because you guys also know that you can, as a narcissist, you can also play empathy because you know that there's something there.
you can mirror other people's actions. So, when they portray narcissists in Hollywood, they'll show them watching and observing like a car accident to see the reaction of people around the scene, so that they can emulate that at a later date if they need to. Yeah, but that's because they don't have the emotion to look at the car accident. Oh my God, that's awful. They don't do that. They observe people's facial expressions. But that's somebody who lacks empathy, therefore does not feel anything at the car accident. Therefore, they're observing other people's emotions so that they can emulate them because they don't feel them themselves. Well, far from it. I obviously have a lot of empathy, but a narcissist is actually just a psychopath. That's the only. A narcissist has no empathy. That's what their defining characteristic. No empathy.
I understand. Where did you show empathy?
All the time. Recently, any GoFundMe that I've done for any other person that's not myself would be showing empathy, wouldn't it?
Prove it.
He already did it.
A campaign that doesn't benefit me financially that I've hosted and run. I've done like marathons for people where I've not benefited one penny. That's not because I've got no empathy. It's because I go, oh my God, that's a terrible situation. I feel so bad for you. Let me help.
He did it for chocolate. He did it for me with my car and a few others.
Yeah, but it gives him people that watch him.
Oh, that's you're saying that she's saying that it's sort of fraudulent because you're pretending that you're empathic, that you have empathy.
Oh, I see. So she's saying because I've given an example. Sorry to talk about you in the third person, Betty. It's QE's fault, really. But because I've just given an example where a narcissist would observe others doing certain things. You're saying that I have, by that example, observed others demonstrating empathy by supporting them in their plight, and then I've proactively demonstrated the same behaviour to pretend I've got empathy in this exact situation right now.
Yes, you got it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and it gives you views. You already admitted that in the past. That every action you do is well played, and it brings you basically more views to your own channel by being.
That's not true either. My empathy.
How many people do you have on your channel that are like subscribed?
Yeah, but by that example, I'd have done nothing ever that would be of detriment. I going on Globebusters and telling them that they don't understand what science is because I wanted them, and still do. My most recent escapade is purely down to empathy. I want Jaron to do better out on the debate circuit, so I'm in front of him at my own detriment. Same with Bob. You know, the result is him ramping up, calling me a scammer. Well, I didn't have to induce that. I didn't have to try and disseminate the information to Jaron, did I? Well, I've brought that upon myself because I want Jaron to do better. Well, that's me going, God, cringe, he's doing badly. I want him to do better. That's empathy.
You think so?
I know so.
Well, I'm thinking. What was I thinking just now? What you said that it's like also to try to explain yourself out of NPD makes you more of an NPD.
No, that's not true either. So a narcissist, a true narcissist, would not care.
You just proved my point.
My concern for it defeats that argument. A true narcissist would not care. Oh, you think I'm a narcissist? Oh, right. In other words, they don't care.
Yes, they do, when they have a lot of following. Because they
Maybe.
like the attention too.
That's a different subject. Narcissistic supply is something else. You could have argued that me doing a favour for someone else in need actually provides me with positive narcissistic supply, as people praise me for it. That would have been a better argument. Well,
then I made that one.
You can take ownership of that argument now. I've given it to you if you want. I don't think I'm an NPD. QE, on the other hand, I think we all know.
You wouldn't believe it. She had my wife in here, and she pulled it up, right? And it had all, NPD and what the symptoms are.
Yeah, and that you can't deny it, basically.
Yeah, the biggest one she found was if you deny NPD, then you're definitely NPD.
Yep.
So you're busted. But my wife kind of put some cowbell behind most of them and said, no, that's not him.
Yeah, but she has to, because otherwise she gets hit.
When did you stop beating her?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's total nonsense because she's got a persona, same as me. As much as I would like to allude to the idea that Nathan Oakley that you see on camera and in debate is me, that isn't. It's a persona. You have to have a persona when you're on YouTube. And QE's no different. He's got a persona. Now, obviously, aspects of QE and myself are going to come out in our persona. But no matter who you are, the moment you step online, even if you're using your real name, you take on a persona. You can't but help it. Now, the persona of QE and I is similar in the respect that we're quite harsh when people talk nonsense. That doesn't make us narcissists. It doesn't make us psychopaths.
Wait a minute. You are now saying that psychopath is similar to narcissist, right?
They're exactly the same thing.
How so? Because that doesn't state it in the description that I read.
Yeah, same thing. It's just a dressed up, nicer word for psychopath. But people misinterpret what psychopath means. People think it's some axe murderer. No, psychopath is the same as narcissist. Total lack of empathy. That's all a narcissist.
Sociopath, then? Is there a gradient?
We're talking about a gradient in a quack pseudoscience when we define things arbitrarily based on behaviour.
Yeah.
Well, it's just total pseudoscience. I mean, it's fascinating to chat about and arbitrarily ascribe people these labels. But after labels that the DSM ascribes, the next revision, some of them will be dropped out and you'll lose some of the definitions of various different disorders that they've ascribed over the years arbitrarily. And they go, nah, it's not a disorder anymore. Yeah. Is it not? Nah, that's normal. Yeah, you thought he had XYZ? Nah, he's just stupid.
Like changing sex, right?
I don't know if that comes under the well, it certainly doesn't come under the current DSM. It's such a recent phenomenon.
Yeah, I think it's still there that it's a disorder, but I think they're going to change it soon, I suppose.
The DSM's only recently had a revision, so I doubt it. The most recent one was about 18 months ago, and they got rid of things like Asperger's.
Oh? Well, what are people going to do with that label then?
Don't know. That's not my problem.
See, that's lack of empathy, Nathan.
That was a joke.
See, that's narcissist. She's
Yeah,
right.
That was a joke. Hello.
Too funny. Yeah.
There you go. I added some spice.
Thanks, Nathan.
My pleasure.
Get ready for Ballbusters. We're gonna do for this Saturday. You gonna be there?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna go over the last, I guess, Globe Dumpsters. Did you see the title, Globe Dumpsters, of their last show?
Now, I vaguely listened in on somebody on my own show talking about it and saying that the way it seems to be tracking is that they're going to decry us and our use of the scientific method only to absorb it into their own rhetoric like it was always there to begin with, or something like that.
Now, the title of the show was the Michelson-Morley Experiment. After they denied, they figured for the past 2 months or so, after they, when I say they, I'm talking about that lion sewer rat, Shits at 40, and Hanoi Jaren, both said, yeah, it's not an experiment. The title of their show, the Michelson-Morley Experiment.
In for a penny.
Yeah. It's
in for a pound.
What?
Oh, a pound of flesh. In for a penny, in for a pound.
That'll piss me off.
Right.
Pith.
But that's it, isn't it? If you're going to use the swindle of science, why not call it an experiment? We say don't. Well, so what? What difference does it make now that they're all in? They've revealed their hand. They're all in. Why not call it an experiment at this point? It'll bolster the magic trick for anybody who hasn't heard us telling them that it's a complete scam to claim it's science when it isn't. The word experiment doesn't apply. Well, they've contradicted us, disagreed with us, called us scammers. Now they're in. Now they're all in. Say in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah, but why would they contradict themselves? Because they've said it's not an experiment.
Again,
it might be a directive.
I was just going to say before John steps in, when you see how, generally speaking, we're kept under control through social media and the normal mainstream media, contradictions is part of that, isn't it? It seems like they're just picking up lots of the magic tricks we've exposed and now brace against. By contrast, they're actually picking up these magic tricks and utilising them.
Contradictions are irrelevant. Yeah, they're irrelevant. We're trying to make a new point here. Science does prove things now because the thing it's going to prove is ether. Yeah, so it does prove things. Doesn't matter whether I'm creating a contradiction. Listen to this new message, and I'm going to use the word experiment, and I bet science a number of times to prove that the Michelson-Morley experiment proves the scientific evidence of ether. What'll be said?
Yeah, and what does this remind you of? I was just going to say it's rinse and repeat. So when we get to the end of the look, we've shown science proves in this instance with Jaren and Crew, Globebusters. Well, what do the ballers do when you get to the point that you've got their concession? They understand the argument. They start from square one and reassert the original argument again. So their behaviour is indicative of what we tend to deal with. Okay, so Jaren's conceded. He understands. He's parroted back verbatim how it would prove things. Just to go forth straight afterwards and say science doesn't prove anything. But here's the Michelson-Morley experiment. Right.
I think it's a little bit more innocent than that, because I didn't listen to it, but I just sent QE the video where it said the Michelson-Morley experiment. The word experiment was in all caps. He's literally putting the word experiment in there out of spite of us. That's how pathetic it is. It's not even that,
Brian. Brian, it can't be that. Why?
You're right, Brian.
No, it can't be that,
No,
Brian.
I don't think so either. That's what it's called.
Because he's citing it. It's being used for a reason. Right? Now, you might put experiment in caps, but that's just being sarcastic. Still citing it to try and validate something.
You will admit the reason that it's put in all capital letters as an experiment is more of a backhand towards QE and Nathan than it is for them to express a contradiction.
But that's what I'm saying.
Does Joe Public know that? No. It's experiment in capitals, as in this is shit hot science. Yeah. No, that irony is not necessarily clear, is it?
No, but it is an in-joke. By putting it in capital letters, it's giving it a different meaning from the rest of it. So it is an in-joke. It's expressly aimed at people that have pointed out it's not an experiment.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That the whole point of the capital letters for the word experiment in particular, because that was the one word that was in capitals, was purely out of spite, and it was aimed towards us. So regardless of what other tricks they're trying to pull, doing that was actually that childish. Jaron put that in capitals to somehow annoy us. That was.
It doesn't annoy me. Why does it annoy you? I think, wow.
I didn't say it annoyed me. I didn't say it annoyed me. I said to annoy us.
Right, I agree. I think you're probably right now that I know it's capitalised. But wouldn't you not say, Adam, that it just demonstrates, as opposed to annoyance from my perspective, I'm just like, okay, so still with the ignorance then. So an appreciation of what we've tried to educate you in has not been taken on board. Okay, well, that's disappointing. Obviously, we must continue. It's not like it's ever going to change the scientific method and the process of achieving an experiment. That's validation of a hypothesis. Is what we've tried to educate them in for 4 years. Now, if they want to rebel against it and go, I'm going to call it an experiment. Okay, well, that's sad. You're just continuing with the grift then, using these words that are science words to convince an audience of your ether. It's just a scam then, isn't it? That's probably why they came so hard at us, me, but actually us because it's negative, when they called us a scammer.
But it shows they've not got a grasp of what science is yet, or they're prepared to flip-flops it. But basically, because they're not prepared to deal with the issue, they haven't decided. I mean, has Whitsitt gone back to Dave and Jaron and educated them? Clearly, they're in a quandary still. Yeah? Because what is that point other than going, experiment? What is that saying experiment with your tongue in your bottom lip? I used to call people a spastic. Experiment. Is that what they mean by that, by putting it in capitals? This is the point. Are you demonstrating just taking the piss? I.e., you've not grasped it. You're just going to revert to schoolyard tactics. But it seems like. But it's not dealing with the problem, is it, for them? Like I said, I don't think they care. Yeah? It's about the grift of ether. And them showing people a bright new future. Based on science. I think they've shown if we keep pointing out their contradiction, I don't think genuinely care. It's like two fingers.
Yeah, their general attitude is, we've got more numbers than you, therefore we can say what we like and you don't matter when you object. Okay, we'll continue to object based on the fact that it isn't science. That's never going to change. So, if you're Globebusters crew and happy to be exposed as grifters, and just continue doing it because you think, well, we've got the numbers and you haven't, then okay, so be it. That's on their conscience, not ours.
Yeah, but that's all it is. That's all it is. It's childish nonsense and overconfidence. It's like Jaron saying, and whoever else is joining in with him, they are saying, I'll call it whatever I want, and you don't tell me what to say. This kind of stupid nonsense. It's like, well, off you go then, dumb fuck. Sorry, no swearing.
No swearing.
Yeah, do what you like. But my aspirations were to better Globebusters in terms of their ability to argue with people like McToon. When McToon started using...
You still on this, Nathan? You still trying to educate dummies? They don't want it. It's obvious with their capitalization of the word experiment. They want no part of what you are trying to do.
Does it matter?
Well,
it's an opportunity to tell the audience. If I said this to Dave, I said I don't mind if you don't turn up for an education in science, me using your name and your examples and your abuse of these terms is fine by me. I don't need Dave Weiss there to say, here you go, here's his grift. Here's him claiming he's got science, experiments, theories. No, he hasn't. Here's what they actually are, and he hasn't got them. Now, that's his choice. I don't need Jaron there either to do the same thing. Now, if they're like, well, you're not big enough for me to care, what, that we're exposing your grift? Well, okay, I don't have to care. I don't care if you care. I get an opportunity to talk to an audience about what science is and what it isn't. With their name or without it, it doesn't make any difference to me. But like I say, it's on their conscience. If what has been exposed and they're parroted back to me personally, in the case of Jaron, an understanding of science, then that's that. Like I say, that's on their conscience, not mine.
Well, I think it's a pretty clear narcissistic thing that you don't automatically assume because they put capital letters and experiment that they're directly addressing you. That we know that's opposite of narcissism. Betty, I think you're losing this one.
Good point, Refracted. Unless, of course, he meant to do that like that.
Ooh,
who cares? I mean, we expose the ballers all day long because of their use of science and the use of the word experiment and the use of the word theory. We expose that all day long. So are we going to turn a blind eye when it's our own? No. The fact that we've got our own bracing against us looks worse internally. But as I said 3, 4, 5 years ago, however long it was that I went on Globebusters, that damage was done then. There's no further damage to be done. The people who have decided that we're scammers, they've already long gone. You know, Jaron's appealing to an audience that doesn't exist in that regard. So what's it done? Has it caused any detriment in that regard? A little bit. Not really, though.
That's the problem. You still think they're part of us. They're not our own. They're their own. Retardationville. Mo, Larry, and Scurvy. They're not part of us.
Who's Mo, who's Larry, and who's Scurvy?
It doesn't matter. They're all interchangeable.
Fair enough.
Well, while they're flying the flag of flat Earth, they do. You know, Jaron's right in that regard. They do have bigger numbers. Therefore, the outsider who comes into this subject is going to be tarnished with that unless we do something about it. Now, you can say, oh, give up. What? And just let the general populace... When you constantly appeal to me for when will more people find out, Neil, well, there's a giant pool of catchment in the form of David Weiss, Jaron, I don't know how wits it, but that are tarnishing the work that we do. If you want to say they're not part of us, well, the audience doesn't know that when they get there first, do they? That'd be a no, Neil.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I left my car. And
The audience doesn't know that we don't stand by their nonsense about ether and ice walls or whatever their crap whatever they're peddling that day. You know, they might come across them and then they take on board a lot of the feast and nonsense that we have to fight against. Well, that is detrimental to us if you want to look at it from a selfish perspective. You're like, oh, you want to appeal to these dummies? Okay, well, if I can't get you to see it in that manner, albeit defeating Betty's argument, you know, take it from a selfish perspective. It does us a few favours by having the general people who might find their way to flat Earth, if they've searched their way to the bottom of the lists, they'll probably come across those people before us. Well, if they do, would you not prefer that they were using decent arguments so we didn't have to correct people further down the line? Like the guy today, talking about gravity. He says he's halfway to flat Earth, or so it seemed. He's very cordial and polite and wants to learn. Didn't have to say, I want to learn, by the way. You could just tell, right? But he's still holding on to gravity. And you go, oh, would it be a lot easier if the guy who perhaps came across a few Jaron or Dave Weiss videos didn't retain the idea of a downward bias?
Was that gentleman a flat earther, or I thought he was a glober when he come in, but he come out
confusing. I was all confused too.
Like, I'm pretty sure he said he didn't think it was flat. He believed it was a globe. And then at the end of it, he was saying, yeah, I know it's flat, but, you know,
You summarized it there and then. You were like, what you're experiencing is called cognitive dissonance. It was you that said that to him.
Yeah, I was. But then, did he get past it in that moment and just accept it and moved on or something?
Not at all. He's asking us how flat it is, and coming to conclusions that presumably he's mulled over but just hasn't verbalized himself, and then we're verbalizing them to him, and he's like, yeah, that all makes perfect sense. And I've been considering this for 20 years as flat, but on the other hand, I've gone through an education in a certain science realm. He said computing, but nevertheless, I've gone through education, and surely it can't be that everyone in that system's wrong. It's got to be a globe. It's kind of the to and fro that he's having mentally in front of a live audience. As much as I shouldn't laugh at that, but some of us have been there, right?
Well, that was the calmest cognitive dissonance I've ever seen in my life. He was literally jumping back and forth, like within a sentence, and realizing he's doing it, and then trying to figure out why he's doing it. I didn't know what to say. I was kind of shocked.
How he'd found his way to us, I have no idea, but he had found his way to us, and he was, he was keen to find stuff out, but at the same time, he said several times, I'm shocked. Yeah, I can tell, because he's hearing this stuff and going, what have I got to get around this? Because I could tell by the way he was talking to you, John, that he was definitely following along with what was being said. He was processing it and understanding it, and then going, yeah, I can't really get around that fact. When you're talking about finding the centre of mass, with coincidentally what we talked about in the pre-show, right, 90 degree, you've got the horizontal and the vertical, where you're getting off a ball, and then by pure chance, that it found its way to that conversation with him, and he's comprehending what you've laid down because you did it so concisely, and then going, yeah, I can't really square that circle, or however he phrased it, and then would at that point be asked by me, well, are you actually what's your position? Because I've got the impression that you're saying you've studied this for 20 years and sort of think it's flat, but don't want to accept that. And that was kind of the impression that I got, and you told him he'd just got cognitive dissonance. But I think the ballers that we get here, they're much better examples of cognitive dissonance than him, because he's on a road to actually be opening himself up to discover new things. Like he said, I'm searching frantically as you're saying some of these names. You're like, yeah, you're keen to learn, definitely. You're not keen to say, oh no, in the first paragraph it's used the word gravity, therefore I win. He wasn't doing that.
Well, we got a live one in here right now. Sexton is fun. Sexton is fun. You're about a retard. What 2015 called? They want their dumb ass argument back. No swearing. So he claims, I didn't know this was going to come up, but every time I did the Solar presentation back in the day, I'd get some idiot that says, the researchers were using a Earth orbiting altimeter from NASA, so we must trust NASA. No, dumbass. Hey, that's an all or nothing fallacy, number one. Number two, they're a hostile witness. So there goes your idiot fallacious argument. How about that? That was quick.
Oh, and also I was just going to say, also number 3, orbits requires a plane of reference. Where do you get that on a sphere?
There you go, Sexton is fun. Come off moot and share your pain. It's going to end quickly.
Super chat.
Super chat.
Phoenix Rising 86 says, first step to Bobbity, use water pressure as a false dichotomy with air pressure. It's what I saw with the guest this morning. Guest this morning.
Yeah, he's talking about that Matthew guy that came on. Same guy we were just talking about. So he started talking about the pressure of water. That would be an equivocation, would it not? Is it equivocation?
Pressure. Say that again?
The super chat is alluding to the idea that it's a false dichotomy between how air works and how water works, but it's equivocation to imply that they're both operating under the same.
It depends.
Premise.
It's basically a false comparison fallacy, but it would depend on how he said it. But false dichotomy works. I would say false comparison fallacy. That would be fallacious. Yes.
I always get those two: false comparison, equivocation. Equivocation is where you've got one word that you're using with one meaning, but also simultaneously with a different meaning. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I always get those two mixed up. It's a false comparison.
Yes.
Water, because he didn't do this, but he could have said it's a fluid. That would be the false comparison. It's like, no, it's unbonded and moving in all directions. Water isn't doing that. So
that's Nick. Okay, hold on. Sextant is fun. I just destroyed you. He's in this hangout. He says that's nuclear cherry picking. Oh, really? Can you define cherry picking for us, you numpty? Come off moot. Define cherry picking. I'll bet you don't know what it is.
You didn't take. What was the reference? Cherry picking from what?
From the reference I used on for the Solar, the Oxford. I can't remember. It was the Borsa et al. The study says vertical relief, not vertical drop. Vertical relief is vertical drop. Relief is drop, you retard. Come off moot.
Does he not know what relief is?
There he is. He's off moot. Go ahead. The floor is yours, numpty.
Vertical relief is not vertical drop.
Yes, it is. Relief is drop. Yes. Vertical relief.
No. Vertical relief is different in altitude.
So, right? That's your argument.
No.
Vertical relief is different in altitude.
Yeah. That's drop.
No.
Are you saying that a difference in altitude is not related to vertical drop?
No.
What's altitude?
What's the altitude in the coast of California, for example?
What is altitude? Define that.
Altitude is referred to a datum, and the datum that we use is WGS 84.
No,
that's a geo.
No. Altitude. What is altitude? Define altitude.
Altitude is the difference between a datum and the elevation that you measure.
Datum?
No, altitude has nothing to do with datum.
Well, how did they measure altitude before datums?
How did they do it? No, they had to have a data.
What did they reference altitude to before datums? If you're gonna,
they had
nonsense
before datum. No, you first need a datum because you need something to.
What is the datum reference to altitude? What is the baseline?
The datum that is used is WGS 84 right now.
Of what?
A geo.
Altitude of what? Above what?
About the datum.
But the datum, really. That's what altitude is. What's your altitude? We're 400 foot above the datum.
Exactly.
Do you believe that you can be 404 foot above the vertical? Is that what he just said?
I'm above the datum.
Above the vertical, 400 above the. No, that's not right. Why would you say that?
The reference. I need the reference.
400 foot cliff that's 400 foot above the datum.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how people talk. That's what the reference is. The datum, this thing. Is the datum real or imaginary?
You could say it's imaginary, sure.
It's imaginary, isn't it? So, in reality, what are we referencing?
To a datum.
The datum. You're a clown. Get out of here.
The datum he's talking about is mean sea level. Because altitude and elevation, altitude and elevation, both of them are referenced from mean sea level.
Yeah, we know that. Everybody was leading him.
No, he was never going to do it. He was never going to say it. It was just going to be go around the circle for half an hour. He doesn't know what altitude is. That's the problem. And if he does, he's trying to pretend he doesn't. He doesn't understand it. So if there's no relief in altitude, that would mean there's a constant of altitude. Yeah?
In reference to the datum, that is a geoid.
If there's no relief in altitude, that means there's a constant in altitude, yeah?
Exactly. And the datum is a geoid.
Yeah, and what is being referenced? Is it the surface of the Earth when it comes to the solar, or is it an air pressure?
No, it's a geoid. It's reference to a
Is
datum.
it the surface of the Earth, or is it an air pressure that's being referenced at the Salar in Bolivia?
Can you repeat, please?
Is it the surface of the Earth or an air pressure that is being referenced along the Salar in Bolivia?
Or an air pressure?
Yes. Is it the surface of the Earth or an air pressure that is being referenced on the salt flats in Bolivia?
Air pressure. Is reference to a datum. The vertical relief is reference
That's not the question I asked you.
Okay, let me just clear this. There's a couple, hold on a second. There's a couple of different definitions. So obviously the one we're referring to, I'll give first, which is the vertical elevation of an object above the surface, such as sea level or land. Okay? It's also got, as an addition, of a planet or natural satellite. Nevertheless, just to back the guy who's chatting at the minute, altitude or height is a distance measurement usually in the vertical or up direction between a reference datum and a point or object. The exact definition and reference datum varies according to the context.
Yeah, but you're after missing what I was trying to ask him.
That's
hang
the
on.
point. If I'm putting my shelf up,
Okay,
It's just missing
go on.
it. You're
Hold on. Can I just go on? The exact definition and reference datum varies according to the context. Aviation, geometry, geographical survey, sport, and atmospheric pressure, although the term altitude is commonly used to mean height above sea level of a location. In geography, the term elevation often preferred for this usage. Vertical distance measured in the down direction, commonly referred to as depth. So it makes it clear, in terms of how it's referenced, sea level. Even when they specifically reference that you can reference it with regards to a datum, they're talking about sea level.
Yeah, but there's a problem here.
But there's no problem, right?
Yeah,
It's
there is.
clear.
There's a problem here. You're not missing the abyss.
It's clear from the definitions that when he's trying to invoke datum, in reality, that datum reference is sea level. However he wants to wrap it up, yeah, we don't need to educate him anymore. However he wants to wrap it up, his point's moot, isn't it? He wants to use this term datum and reference it to a geoid, right? Which, as he's already admitted to me, is imaginary. Yeah? So we're done, aren't we? Unless you've got another point. Sexton is fun.
Just a question. What is the vertical relief between let's say the level of the ocean at the coast of California and the level of the ocean in Japan?
You tell me and then explain its significance based on your claim.
I want to know how they get those altitude measurements.
Let him, Bride. Let him just explain why that.
I'm a bit confused. Before he does, I'm a bit confused about what he's clarifying. He's asking us about the difference in level. So
in altitude,
so we're discussing this flat Earth proof then?
It's not a flat Earth proof.
Sorry, did you just say level? The difference between the levels, correct?
No, the altitude.
Yeah, the altitude with reference to a datum. And that datum will be with reference to sea level. And you're asking us about differences between these sea levels. Do you not understand what level means?
Yeah, it's a geoid.
So level doesn't mean geoid. Level means level.
Level is curved. Level is curved.
Level is curved.
No. Level means having no deviation in terms of drop.
In surveying, its level is conforming to the liquid parts of the Earth.
Is it really? So are they? Hang on, 1 second. In surveying, are they referencing an oblate spheroid?
How they are referencing with the datum, the WGS.
Are they referencing an oblate spheroid? Is my question.
I don't understand the question.
Yeah, because you don't understand what you're claiming. In surveying, they reference the globe as an oblate spheroid, which means they can't use a distance from its center because that distance is a consistently changing thing, because they're claiming an oblate spheroid. So mean sea level has absolutely nothing got to do with the middle of the WGS 84.
The
you don't understand what they're talking about.
Hold on. Level means having no part higher or lower than the other. If the ground's curving, it can't be level.
Oh, how
Yes, it
can you
can.
be in the middle of something imaginary? Don't humour this bullshit.
It's a reference.
He's
It's
already
a reference.
admitted that his WGS84 is imaginary. It's conceptual. Yeah?
Yeah, it
Something
doesn't
he tries
exist.
to reference from reality. He's admitted it's imaginary. You said that, dude, early on, yeah? So that holds,
Yeah, you
doesn't
can
it?
reference it to reality. Sure.
Unless you want to show how the WGS84 is real.
Sure, it's real. You can Google it.
You
I
can
can
Google
it,
it.
baby. You've got me. Oh, you cheeky
Yeah.
rascal, you.
Yeah,
You mean
Yeah.
when
No,
we're
I joke, dude, this guy's a joker.
It means
Yeah.
when you reference things like height, you know, when you're in terms of aviation, for example, you need to reference how high you are in physical reality.
Yeah, in
But
reference to something.
that's where my question was going, Nathan, before you stepped in. I asked him about the solar, which is the Earth's surface, and I asked him, are they referencing an air pressure or are they referencing the Earth's surface with across the solar in Bolivia? And he didn't answer because he didn't know what I was asking him. Because altitude is measured off of air pressure. Elevation is measured physically off of mean sea level. Now, it's air pressure above mean sea level for altitude, but the point is that a relief in altitude is a relief in elevation. If you're talking about the Earth's surface, physical clay rock surface that they measure in surveying. That's my point.
So,
in
yeah.
surveying, they're dealing with elevation.
Exactly.
Physical elevation.
Exactly. So his
Elevation
point.
over what?
Exactly. So
Sorry.
your point earlier, when I asked you, when you said relief doesn't have anything to do with elevation change, do you understand from Arizona State University? I quote, relief is the difference in elevation between 2 points, Crayon Muncher. You're finished.
Yeah. And the reference is the datum.
No,
Geo.
Yeah.
No,
You said,
yeah.
You said no. You were
It's
asking
stated in your citation. It says geoid in your citation.
So what?
It says so what? It's cherry picking. You're
It's
cherry
not
picking
cherry
apart
picking.
and
You
you're
don't know what
mixing the other
cherry
part.
picking is.
Then you are absolutely wrong. That's
I'm
the same
absolutely
thing.
wrong. You don't know what elevation is. You don't know what relief is. You're a retard. Period.
You said vertical drop. Vertical drop is not the same.
Vertical drop is a change in elevation.
No.
No.
That's what it says. He's just referenced it. You're saying he's cherry picking, but you can't have it both ways. If you're saying it's not specifically as cited a difference, you know, or the lack thereof, you're saying no, it conforms to a sphere, but that's a difference in elevation. That's drop.
No, it must drop. Yes.
No.
But reference.
Let me ask him a question.
Sure. Okay. Hold on, Brian. It must drop if it's a sphere, but it doesn't. We're dealing with a plane. We're dealing with level, not drop.
But level is curved.
Sphere. No.
But
That's
level
like
is curved.
no. If it's curving, then that's a difference in elevation. That's drop. That's not what level is. You are confused.
Because the level is conforming to the liquid parts of the Earth. So level is curved.
No. Level is level. Having no elevation change is level. Now, for a sphere, for a sphere, it would have to drop away from you, wouldn't it not?
Exactly.
So if you're drop away from you, as in measured in the calculator. I'm still talking. As in measured in the calculator as drop in your curve calculator. That's drop. That's an elevation change. Now, in regards to what we actually experience and deal with and measure in terms of height, that's elevation, we deal with reference to level, not drop. Now, you saying, well, level is drop. No, it is not. I'll say it one more time. You are simply confused. Level means no drop.
Sorry, I said level is curved and it's different from drop.
No, they are fundamentally different. Fundamentally not the same. Yeah? Level means no drop. Curving means drop. They're very different. You need them to be the same because Earth must have drop, something that isn't level. and it doesn't. Therefore, you say when it gets to the point that we're going to have to deal with levels, sea levels, and datums that are in respect to level, AGL, for example, local ground level, these aren't dropping away from you. It must if it's a globe, it just doesn't. It doesn't mean that level means curved. You're a moron.
Well, just real quick, eye level can't be curving because you use that as your horizontal plane of reference when you navigate. You realize that, right? You can't say level is curving, else you won't get an angle. Do you understand that?
To describe a curve in the first instance, you're going to describe how much it deviates from level. In your Earth curve calculator, you've got two things in that calculator, surface level and eye level, that are both parallel with each other and horizontal. Now, your stupid nonsense is to say that those fundamental requirements of your Earth curve calculation to describe how much deviation from level, your stupid, insane response is to say that level's curved. Now, if it was curved, you wouldn't be able to describe the deviation from it. It's a base principle in geometry. You can't describe a deviation from level if level's curving, you complete idiot.
You still can.
You can, yes.
How are you going to describe how much something's deviated from level if level itself is deviating from level? It's just insanity. You're a moron with a globe belief. Therefore, you've got to tell me level's curving. You're a moron. Go away, moron.
Level is not deviating from level. It's deviating from drop. It's different.
No, level's just level. It's not deviating at all. Earth would have drop, a deviation from level. That's where we're at. It doesn't when you deal with altitude. Everything's with reference to level. Now, your response so far is to tell us that level's curved. No, idiot. I'll slow down and talk to somebody stupid.
So you can understand
Find it. Excuse me, moron, I'm talking to you.
Talk a little bit faster,
moron,
please.
you need to rumpus the embarrassing facts that your own globe geometry defines level as horizontal and with no deviation. It's in your own globe geometry. Do you need me to show it to you so you understand that level is not deviating? I assure you. Excuse me, I haven't finished berating you, stupid idiot. You can shut up while I berate. Excuse me,
let me talk a little bit.
Stop talking, idiot. Your own globe mathematics defines and requires level to be level. You can't describe the drop and deviation from level in your curve maths unless level is level. Now, in respect to altitude, level isn't suddenly curving because Earth has no drop. It doesn't mean that the no drop actually is curved drop. It's stupid. And your own geometry defines your stupid nonsense that level's actually curved. Because you couldn't have your geometry work if level didn't geometrically mean what it actually means, because some stupid globe idiot with a faith in a maths that requires level to have no deviation actually has deviation, because suddenly you can't get around this argument. Do you understand me, clown? Level is level. It's not curving. Do you understand, you stupid globe-believing retard?
Yeah, that was excellent word salad
Good, now
bullshit.
shut up. Now you can sit down telling me that level's curve, you insane moron. You've got no place here. You're stupid. Like the rest of your globe-believing muppets. Why are you even having this conversation with us when you're telling us that level's curved? Stupid idiot. That wasn't rhetorical. What are you even doing here? You're telling people who are far more intelligent than you that level curves. You stupid moron. Why are you here? It's not rhetorical.
He left.
Good. So will I. Thanks for having me. I've got to eat dinner.
He's gone too. This guy's a retard because he just denied that level was horizontal. From Dictionary, Cambridge, level. Not rising or falling or higher on one side, but even in all directions. Horizontal or flat. You're finished there too. You don't know what altitude is. You don't know what elevation is. You don't know what relief is. You don't know what level or horizontal is, and you just told my audience that level is curved. You are a retard, sir. Thanks for playing. Bye.
It's worse than that because there's two major problems. Two
Really?
major problems with what he was doing.
How can it
it's
be
even
worse? How can it be worse than that?
Well, maybe it can be just as bad, right? Maybe not worse than that. But his claims was he was referring to surveying, and surveying measure elevations above, physical elevations above mean sea level, whereas aerospace deal with altitudes because they're dealing with air pressures.
Right.
Surveyors don't measure air pressures; they measure elevations. They use a method called rise over run. That is how they measure elevations, and that is parallel verticals and parallel horizontals. That's what rise over run is. That's how they measure elevations above mean sea level, horizontal mean sea level. But the second problem he has is he's trying to refer to the WGS-84, but then claim globe geometry. The globe is a perfect sphere. Their geometry is a perfect sphere, whereas the WGS-84 is an oblate spheroid.
Yep.
So you can't claim WGS-84 and then start talking about globe geometry. the one that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That's why Brian is the man.
That's why Brian. Everyone knows this, Neil.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, but I left him for a little while.
Is this like a readmission of your false simpage?
A resimp.
Resimp.
You're going to stop pissing me off. You're pissing me off now.
Not pissing you off, pissing you off.
I'm saying pissing.
Neil, all we would do is totally taking the piss there, mate.
There you go, folks. My audience. This is what this moron was saying.
Hey, I'm not no moron.
Not you, moron. I'm talking about the moron on the YouTube screen. Here, let me show.
Classic.
Let me show you which moron I was talking about. There, you see it now?
Yeah, we can go ahead and get Ruif in here to correct him because he's told Adam several times that you use an eye level to establish your horizontal. So this guy might need to go get his story straight.
That's exactly what I thought when he said levels curve. That thing on the screen. Too funny, bro.
Well, he doesn't know what curvature is. He definitely doesn't know what elevation is. He's just retarded. Because if level is horizontal, and it is, and curvature is the measure of slope, and it is, and horizontal has a slope of 0 from second grade geometry, he's in the middle of a paradox. Simple. He's finished.
Exactly, because how they actually measure this curve or change in slope in surveying is through the use of horizontals and verticals. Parallel horizontals and parallel verticals, the rise over run method. The verticals have to be parallel and the horizontals have to be parallel for them to do it. So for him to claim, this is the recent claim, there's a recent enough that they started this on BEV some months ago, that curvature is not a rate of drop, or you can't measure curvature as a change in elevation. This is where they're at, which means, so we can't measure curvature, it's over, right? That's what it actually means. But that's where they're at.
Well, if that's where they're at, they're morons because like I said, they don't know what curvature is. So it's quite simple. What curvature is from the United States Naval Academy, curvature is the rate of change of slope. So it's a second derivative of the elevation surface. From Penn State.
You need level. Sorry.
From Penn State, slope is a measure of change in elevation. It's all over. This is simple. This is second grade stuff.
Yeah, the level that he's saying that he's talking about, the level he's trying to claim is curved, that is what they're claiming you can't measure. Right? That's what they've been trying to claim can't be measured.
If you can't measure it, Brian, why would you bother to have a formula for it.
Yeah, but how would you have drop if you can't measure it?
That's what I mean. 8 inches per mile squared is the formula for the drop you would experience on a ball. You can't measure it. How the hell do you derive a formula for something that you can't measure?
I don't know. I mean, that's their most recent claim. Because I'm going by what I've heard on. I haven't listened to this for a while. But some months ago, I was listening to Bevs, and that is what they were claiming. Only just a couple of months back around the start of the summer. Because that's what they've had to get to the point of claiming that Earth curvature is not measured as an elevation change. That's where so every elevation is only measured as that elevation above that specific point based off of a mean sea level that would be below that point. So let's just say you're building something that's on a piece of land that's 30 meters above mean sea level, and you build a 60-meter tower. Then that 60-meter tower is 90 meters above mean sea level that's directly underneath it, let's just say. So, but you can't measure any elevation change between there and 20 miles away in any direction. This is what they're trying to claim, while claiming that level is curved. They're just trying to hijack mean sea level and say you can't measure any curvature because it already is curved. You know, there's levels of craziness in that.
It's back to it's curved because you can't measure it. You know you see it because you don't feel it.
Exactly. I find a lot of ballers just kind of read into some of the surveying, and they ignore the methods that they use to actually do any of this stuff, and they just read into geodetic surveying, and they talk about an oblate spheroid, the WGS84 datum, you know, and the NGS80 datum, this kind of things, and they just reference those as if that's surveying kind of stuff, and they like to try to bring up GPS as something that doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's like we all know about that. Yeah, it's like they don't understand even the GPS that they're using in surveying. It's just a whole lot of misunderstanding. No, they're just parroting out of a book, and that's why when I asked the guy, "Are you referencing the surface of Earth or an air pressure?" A datum. He didn't know what I was talking about because he just read this thing in about altitude within some geodetic surveying nonsense, because most of the stuff out there in the public is nonsense. They don't do, and like shout out to Bev said it years ago, they're not using any different tools than what they call planar surveyors. It's the same tools and the same methods. So whatever they're measuring with planar surveying, they're also measuring the exact same thing, just on a bigger scale with geodetic surveying. But these people read into these geodetic surveying PDFs and sites and all this, and they hear about the WGS84 and the oblate spheroid and the word datum, and they think by saying the word datum, that's going to win them points. It's like, or people go, oh, this person must know what they're talking about, I better shut up. It's like, no, simple questions, and the guy didn't understand them. He didn't know, I don't even, if he had to reference rise over run, I don't know how he did that, considering with his previous claims there. I don't know how he'd reference that, it'd be impossible. How do you reference rise over run and say that level is curved? Can't.
You still there?
Yeah, I was waiting for Adam to say something, and he just didn't.
I was just pondering, and then the dog started barking next door, so I muted. Still barking.
Well, if you hang on, let me ask you. Okay, let me go through this with Adam. Right now, I know you know this, but I'm just going to show. If the only way I can measure elevation changes from mean sea level is through the use of parallel verticals and parallel horizontals, then how can I measure a curved level?
You can't. It's back to Bev's pipes, sea level pipes, that prove it's flat. You can't, because the only reference point is where you stood. Can't validate the other point, and that's what they're invoking there. Proof is that you're there, and you're that height above it, therefore it proves it's curved. Because the air pressure tells you you're that height above it, therefore it's curved. Yeah, there's no real evidence for it other than the assumption that it's either curved or flat. Whether either Bev's water level pipes, a mile apart, 50 meters apart, you know, all those differences, or whether it's what they're invoking there. That's like water being level doesn't prove water's level or water's curved in terms of that specific nuance.
No, it doesn't.
Well, you can't invoke it without proving it first, if you see my point.
Exactly, because a water level is not an optical tool for a start, so you have to beg the question. So I can say it's a horizontal, and someone else can say it's a level. It's a curved level. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not an optical tool; it's just showing you a level at that exact point or place.
Point of reference is only at the observer; it's not to anything else. So you can't then reference any drop. Which was what he was trying to avoid, to imply that the drop is only a difference in height above sea level, based on sea level being a distance on a geoid from the center of it.
But that's what I was saying about. That's what I was saying about the method of rise over run. If you're using parallel verticals and parallel horizontal distances between those verticals, how can you measure off of a curved level? You can't, because they need one skyscraper to be at a different angle to another skyscraper 60 miles away. That's what they need. You know what I mean? So the elevations of these two skyscrapers are different, let's just say, or these two mountains, and the peaks of those two mountains are at different angles because they're both pointing towards the center of a sphere, right? Because they're dealing with a curved level. But if you're measuring elevations with parallel verticals and parallel horizontals, then it's impossible for you to not reference horizontal as your baseline, because your baseline has to be horizontal if you're using horizontal distances. And parallel verticals, which is what they use in surveying, the rise over run method. So that means that the mountains that are 60 miles apart, those two peaks can't be at diverging angles from each other, referencing the center of a sphere. Or as he was saying, an oblate spheroid, which is impossible because you can't reference this, you can't use mean sea level based off of an oblate spheroid. But besides the point is rise over run makes that impossible. So the actual process that surveyors, planar and geodetic, use to measure elevation changes, regardless of if it's in the small or the large scale, the process means their baseline is horizontal because they're using horizontal as their distance to a horizontal distance between two parallel verticals. The verticals must be perpendicular to the same horizontal, and the next horizontal will be perpendicular to the last vertical and the next vertical, and that's how they do it. It's just different elevations of horizontals that are all parallel to each other, and you can't have a curved level and reference horizontal across the land from the west coast, the east coast to the west coast of the United States. All the elevations were measured originally via rise over run. That's how it's done everywhere in the world. It's the way it's always been done. So that means your reference is horizontal. So you can't have a curved level. So when people like this guy come out, they've read some geodetic surveying nonsense, and they start saying level is curved, and they start throwing out the word datum, it means they don't even understand the basic processes of what goes on in these disciplines. And I'm not trying to put the guy down. He probably thinks that he does know something because he's read up some stuff. And he could probably impress you with a few different lines that he could take from memory out a book he read or whatever, but it has no relevance to reality and what they must do in reality.
This guy's a tard, man. I don't know. Thanks for showing my audience what an unbelievable tard you are. With level is curved. That's the least of them. Wow. Well, that's where we're at, folks. All right. Anything else?
Is there a Ballbusters this Saturday? I know
yeah.
probably about 40 people already asked me.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, there is a Ballbuster Saturday, and Adam will be there also. So the Ballbuster Saturday, we're going to be going over the video that you sent me there, Brian.
Brilliant, because I haven't listened to it. I want to hear it live.
We all haven't listened. I am not going to listen to it. I'm going to wait, and we'll all listen to it for the first time together. How about that?
You're going to preface what that video is?
Yeah, it's Globe Dumpsters Live, the Mickelson-Morley experiment.
In capitals.
Yeah, you're supposed to say that the Globe Busters Live, Mickelson-Morley experiment, like that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Adam.
I think I know.
Take us home.
What have I learned tonight? I've learned that the ball tides are the same, they haven't changed. That last bit proves it. Let's argue that level is curved. Infinitum. By invoking the imaginary geodesic. Seems to be the fundamentals of where they're still at. Sad. What else have I learned? You know what else I've learned? I've learned that eating an orange is more interesting and stimulating to the audience than the Bolivian salt flats.
You seem as if you like to talk. I like to let people talk who like to talk. It makes it easier to find out how full of shit they are.
I'm just saying, whatever light is, clearly gets to the receiver faster in one direction and higher and changes throughout the year, and it consistently does that.
Riddle me this, you double-speaking moron. How can light move in one direction faster and not have a speed?
Yeah, there is no speed of light. Whatever light is, clearly gets to the receiver faster. Yeah, there is no speed of light faster. There is no speed of light.
You unlock this door with the key of
retardation.
Beyond it is another dimension. You're moving into a land of
bullshittery.
You've just crossed over into
the numpty zone.
You are so dumb. Damn.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I'm just saying, whatever light is, clearly gets to the receiver faster in one direction and higher and changes throughout the year, and it consistently does that.
No, there's not a journey because there's nothing traveling. What the light is already there.
So out of one side of your face, you say, light clearly gets to the receiver faster in one direction. Then at the other side of your face, you say, the light's not traveling, it's already there. So how can light not travel and be already there, and at the same time be traveling faster in one direction to get to the receiver, its destination? Por favor.
You serious? Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
So we have the respawn remedial retard, double speaking lion surrat, shits at 60, guns ablazing out of the gate ether argument, from FED episode 1702 from 8 months ago.
Where we have electromagnetic waves that we can show, and either it has a medium that it's waving through, or it's waving through nothing, which is an asinine claim.
So we have electromagnetic waves, which this moron thinks is light, waving through a something medium because they can't wave through nothing. Therefore, his something medium is ether. 10 days later,
the wave is the medium.